What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your content. Be sure to come on in. Got something on my arm. Come on in. Hit that thumbs up button. Shout out where you're from. What's your name? Where you're from? Woo, the chat is booming. I'm seeing you guys in here talking. Let me know. Shout out your name, where you're from. Because Today, there was a tweet put out by one of my good friends, Miss She Loves D. We're going to jump right into it. She put out a tweet. The tweet has gone viral. The tweet has taken on a life of its own. And, of course, it deals with none other than your favorite coach, Coach Prime. Let me know. We'll see if we get some of the chat going. But let's just, I'm not even going to. I'll tell you some of my backstory. So this morning, like 8:30 this morning, one of my listeners, one of you guys, because you guys know I look at all your tweets and I look at all your stuff. You guys have shouted, basically sent me a tweet and said, hey, go to the 27th minute of this video. So it was a well-off media video. I'll go to the 27th minute. And I was like, okay, it's just another case of Mr. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, missing his beloved Jackson State. But, I didn't think too much of the clip. And obviously he thought a lot of it. He's put it up on his social media page and he's put it up on different places. And so then my good friend, Miss She Loves D, she took the clip and actually posted it on Twitter, and it took on a life of its own. He said, Ivy's like, I'm glad he's changing the culture. Oh, okay. It's interesting. I'm looking at, hey, how you doing, Jasmine? How you doing? He's not trying to change the band. It's just an entrance. Okay, possibly. Boulder is 96% good luck changing the culture. That's a good point. Good point on that. Mississippi's in the building. What's wrong with that? Okay, so let's go ahead and let me share the tweet. I'm going to go ahead and go over it. Make sure if you want to go follow Miss She Loves D. She says, I don't care who has something negative to say about me. This is embarrassing. You cannot steal, replicate, duplicate HBCU culture. Someone sent me a message and said Colorado is reaching out to the sonic boom of the South. Now, based off this video, I believe it. Everything, you want everything to be HBCU, but you left for a PWI. Make it make sense. And here's what made Miss She Loves D feel this way. A video that's got over 61,000 views, by the way. Let's take a listen.
A lot of people, so we're happy to reintroduce ourselves too.
And then if you can't see that, for those it might be blurry, I don't know, I can't tell. It says meeting with the Colorado band director and dance team. Let's continue listening. And let me know if you can hear it.
At HBCUs, it's kind of traditional that the band kind of coincides. I know it's a difference, but it don't have to be. We like one that have family. So we go as you guys go. Certain things we like, certain things we don't like. And I want to just get on the same page. And then we probably gonna have a new theme song that I want you guys to get, and it's not hard. And I think you can knock it out of the park because it's kind of a band type song. And I need to get somebody to play it so I can let you hear it. So I don't know if you know it, but when I say pre-game speaking, give me my theme music, and then use the clip song. We always have a DJ in the locker room, and there we go. But it'll be even taking it to a whole nother level when the band is able to execute. And that's going to be really, really good. Really good.
You mean coming out of the tunnel to that?
Well, you got to know your thing.
Yeah.
For pregame, we're coming out of that. And anytime we make plays or whatever, we take it, what we're going to do. We want to.
Thinking like a turnover situation kind of thing.
We want that to be our heartbeat.
Yeah.
So when they hear that, they know we come. They know we just did something coming. ESPN, the outlets going to pick it up.
So we do a route the intro every year that they change. Do you want to have that music so that we can run out to that too?
All right. So leave in the thoughts. What y'all think? Somebody sounds see nothing wrong with it. Shout out to Joe Owens. Shout out to the member, Joe Owens. Appreciate you, sir. Somebody says she's hating. You know what I mean? Okay, well, I told you Miss She Loves D. That's my friend. So of course I wasn't going to have this conversation without her. So here she is, none other than the infamous, or however you want to call it, Miss She Loves D. How you doing, ma'am? How are you doing?
Thank you for inviting me on the show. in order to at least, explain my thoughts behind it and my reasoning.
And here's the thing, you weren't alone. You weren't alone. So some people may need educating. Some people may just want to troll. Some people may just want to whatever. But when you put out that tweet, I mean, it was strongly worded tweet that a lot of people, and you guys, I don't know if y'all saw, but that tweet has 430 quote tweets. It's been seen by 60 or over 300,000 people, 60,000 views. It's got 400 quote tweets with a lot of them agreeing with Miss She Loves D. So when you saw that, what went through? I kind of explained to you pre-game, pre-show, what went through my mind when I saw it. But what went through your mind when you saw that video clip?
Is this man serious? Like, really? Come on.
Talk to me. Why was that?
My first inclination was, okay, he just wants more. I guess he wants people to talk about him again. But the deeper root of everything that he says, especially when it comes to HBCUs, since his departure from Jackson State, it's basically been chipping away at the positive exposure and the positive things about HBCUs that was built up. So Coach Prime said, if you ever want to lose a recruit, if you don't want to lose a recruit to an HBCU, make sure that they don't come to an HBCU homecoming. And he basically talked about the culture.
He said that. That's a fact.
He talked about homecoming experience, the band, the J sets. He was talking about basically the culture is what is going to get these athletes to come to HBCUs. Over the past couple of months, we've seen him chip away at what he built at Jackson State and that mantra that you can get to the NFL from an HBCU. So then he started using stereotypes that most people think about anyway. Implicitly, they have those biases. So HBCUs are dangerous. There's a lot of crime.
And here's the thing, not to cut you out, Miss She Loves D, I'll let you keep going, but the reason why we know that's a fact, or at least the people that listen to my show know it's a fact, because he sent that stuff to me. He sent those statistics, right or wrong, to me, the ones that were. So continue on. That's why we know she's not lying. If we don't know anything, we know she ain't lying.
I might be a lot of things, but a liar and a hater are two of them that I'm not. So then we see after that little episode, we also see that he's trying to transplant that HBCU culture to Colorado. Mind you, I just did some research. Colorado is like 1% Black, the whole city of Boulder. So there's less than 1,200 Black people live there. And then
I didn't know that.
It was. There's about 111,000 people that live there, and only basically 1,200 people live there are Black. And then the same way that for the most part the city looks, that's how the campus looks as well. It's very much white. So I did some slides just so I could show you what I mean when I say culture. So can you pull that slide up for me?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this is Boulder, Colorado. And this is Ralphie. And this is their culture. That's what they do. They parade him around the stadium. You'll see them in their cowboy boots and cowboy hat. That's very much what it is. That's how their culture is. And so I wanted to just talk a little bit about HBCU culture and why it's not okay for Prime to adopt certain things from HBCUs and take them to a PWI, which we already know.
This is key because this is something that like myself and others may need education about. So let's talk to me. Let's go.
So we all know why HBCUs, with as far as the Hall of Famers and the talent, we all know during the 70s and 80s and how PWIs realize, look, we need to start recruiting these kids. We have to start bringing them to our campus. So we see a mass exodus of all of our athletes. They all started going to PWIs. Prime's mission when he first got to Jackson State was, I want to revitalize HBCUs and build an NFL pipeline. I guess he was doing a little bit too well. After Travis Hunter, they were like,
Yes.
okay, we got to get this man out of here. Give this man a Power 5 job. Just give him a job. Get Travis Hunter out of there. Now he's trying to take HBCU culture. He's calling in the chef from Jackson, Mississippi, and saying, come cook for our kids. He wants grits. He wants everything that is HBCU or has to do with Jackson State that he experienced. He wants to transplant all of that to Boulder. And that's not what it is. And for that, like, what do you plan on doing with trying to, this is how it is at HBCUs. And I wanted to clarify this because I saw a lot of
talk to me. I like this.
I saw a lot of backlash saying, well, Deion Sanders is culture. Deion Sanders is not HBCU culture.
Explain to me why it's not. Why is he not?
He's hip hop culture.
He
was, we all see like the gold chains and the flash and all that stuff. That's hip hop culture, which we've seen people take, and then that's how you get an Eminem, or that's how you get, we know about cultural appropriation and how that's how you get a Justin Timberlake or a Justin Bieber. Like, this isn't anything that we don't already know, but it's important to let everybody know that just because Deion Sanders came to Jackson State to coach for 2 years, that does not give him a free for all to take HBCU culture and take it to Colorado.
Talk to me. Ooh, I like this. We getting real spicy. Okay, you got any more slides? Or is the last one? Okay, Let's talk to me. Let's go.
So just cultural appropriation. So why is it wrong? So basically, using racial, religious, or social groups' customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits without authority or right. So he wants to take the best of what he thinks are HBCUs or stuff that he sees going on at HBCUs. So, for instance, sometimes we have DJs in our CAF or whatever, and you'll see people strolling and having a good time, and you'll see it at all different types of HBCUs. You'll see this and you're like, well, they have DJs at PWIs. They might do have DJs at PWIs, but it's just different. You'll see the difference if you look at some of the videos. So Dion does not have permission to take anything from Jackson State and apply it at Colorado to make himself feel better. And that's basically my premise behind why I was so upset and why it's so dangerous, because they're going to take it and they're going to dismiss Prime and they're going to continue to carry it on, or Prime's going to leave and they're still going to be utilizing these methods to try to gain those players back. Don't go to an HBCU. We got all the rap music you want over here. We got the cars. we got the soul food. Like, we got that. You grits. Is that what you want? We got grits over here too. Come over here.
Okay, so let's have a is this all that you have as far as slides, or I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, I was just basically letting people know, like, there's a certain gatekeep that you have as a HBCU, and not everybody's gonna agree with me, but we see how Black culture has been robbed and taken from us, and then they make money off of it. So it's not like it's nothing we don't already know.
I got you. So once again, this is Miss She Loves D, Miss She Loves D. Now let me push back on you some though. What if I say, man, Miss She Loves D, dog, like, they can do that? Like, what is the problem with him wanting to bring some hip hop flavor to Boulder? Like, he's a Black coach, he's got a Black staff, or I mean, not the main positions, but you get what I'm saying. He got Black coaches on his staff, and I'm playing devil's advocate, and I'm saying, man, that's you guys are trying to gatekeep something that don't even belong to you. Black culture doesn't belong to you. So it's like, what if he does want the Boulder Buffaloes to sound like the Sonic Boom, right? Now, somebody in the chat put that they actually reached out to the Sonic Boom. Now, that, to me, that would be wild. And the reason why that would be wild to me is because you can't throw dirt on a place on your way out and then try to reach back and try to get help from them. Now, that's crazy to me if that's the case. What do you say to that?
Why are you reaching out to the Sonic Boom of the South? Are you trying to get a sheet of music because you want for their drum line to sound like JSU? Why would you do that? You're at Boulder and they have some traditions. You already have a cowboy hat and you already have some cowboy boots. So strap those up and assimilate the same way that he assimilated into our culture and stood in front of what it means to be an HBCU, like the band playing and them doing all the music and stuff. We do that at every game. Prime just stood in front of it and people were recording. So don't try to change what's going on at Colorado. Embrace it and stand in front of that. And that's you need to expose all of your recruits that you're getting ready to expose them to the reality that this is what it's like in Colorado. Don't try to fake it to make it. Like, don't try
Well,
to.
what you said, Miss She Loves D, you got these phone lines jumping. A lot of people got something to say. Let's listen to some of the folks. You can address me or Miss She Loves D. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
Hey, it's Coach Green, man.
What's going on, Coach Green? What's on your mind?
Some stuff I gotta don't sound right to me. Okay, grits.
Talk to me.
That's a black thing. Grits is a black thing. What we complain about because he want grits over there at Colorado. If I was at Colorado, I'll say I want grits too. Come on now.
Well, we're not necessarily talking about the grits. We're talking about the fact that he specifically said at HBCUs, this is how they do their band. They do their band stuff like this. I want y'all to be like them. And he probably played them some music, showed them some videos of the boom. And that is where we're getting at. You get what I'm saying? Like, because obviously they record everything. You can tell that video had been chopped up. But I'm just here to listen, honestly. I'm just here to listen. So what's on your mind?
I'm going to say this. From watching the video, he was mainly talking about his theme music. You know, he wants the band to be able to play his theme music.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think it doesn't just, because it's not just about the theme music. Like, it's about the band itself. You don't call in the dance team leaders, the band directors, if all you want them to do is just a theme music. You want them, and they're not reaching out. If what the chat is saying is right, they're not reaching out to the Sonic Boom just to play the damn theme music. I mean, come on, y'all.
Look, for one, ain't no way he gonna get the dance team to be like the J Setters or anybody in HBCU. Ain't no way he could get any one of them to play like that.
Of course not.
Because for one, he gonna have to fire all them dance girls, all the dance team girls on that team, and hire some black girls to be on that team. Because ain't no way. I saw that dance scene at Colorado. No.
Yeah. Well, one last point, Coach.
It's not gonna happen.
We got some more calls. One more point, and I'll let you get out of here.
Ain't no way he could take anything black cultural like and be P. Dewey-ish, you know. Ain't no way you can take anything black culture and bring it over there because it's a lot of stuff they're gonna have to change. It's too much stuff they'll have to change at Colorado for you to even bring it over there. Absolutely. That's for one. Absolutely. Ain't no way possible.
I got you, Coach Green. We'll get you out of here, but I appreciate you calling in, sir. Appreciate you. We got some more. Ooh, we got a busy line. Y'all can call in. There's a number on the screen. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D.
It's Jeremy.
What's going on, Jeremy? What's on your mind?
Nothing much. I'm Jerry from Houston. What's on my mind? I don't know y'all paying attention, but you actually watching a real live Mr. Stroke with Dion. Everything you do is just like he just put on for the white people, and you would look at it. Dion ain't never been for the black coach in the first place because all the racial riot was going on. He only came in the picture when George Floyd got killed. When Kaepernick was nearly, you ain't seen Dion nowhere. Maybe I'm wrong with something. But I just think he just put on a real live mission show, and I just think it's funny. Be honest with you, Jeff. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I love you.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Love you too, man. Appreciate it. Ooh, that man said he's a mystery show, boy. We got some strong words in here today. What you got?
I just wanted to clarify because people keep on saying grits. That was just an example of Dion going to Boulder and figuring out that life's not the way that he thought it was going to be with regard to certain things.
Talk to me.
I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily saying grits is only exclusive to HBCUs, but you can see that he's not happy with the seasoning of the food there. And I never heard him complain about any of the food in Jackson, Mississippi. So let's not act like
She basically said, "Don't play with her name, y'all. Don't play with her name. She know what she's talking about." And she in 400 quote tweets and 60,000 views seem to be a lot of people agree with it. Let's get to some more of these calls, man, because y'all are blowing up this line. Let's see what we got to say. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves Thee.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
What's going on, Jeff? This is KJ.
What's going on,
up,
KJ?
Hey, KJ.
Pretty. Okay. All right.
KJ.
So I'm gonna say a couple of things. A lot of people in the chat are non-HBCU people, so I'm gonna put it to you all a couple of different ways. And I asked this question on Twitter, but I wanted to ask you all, what parts of Black American culture do Black people own? That's ours, it's theirs, that we run, right? That we monetize, we profit off of, aside from HBCU culture. What do we own? What have we kept of ours aside from HBCU culture? None. So you say that gatekeeping from HBCU people is not necessary, and I say to you, y'all have not successfully guarded the rest of our culture. Don't tell us how to successfully guard ours when we've been doing it for a long time. And we've been doing it that way for a long time because we know what we are talking about. This is how it begins. We're not listening to you about the culture we invented, because let's be clear, Black people, you are Black people. We love you. Black people make up HBCUs, but Black culture is not HBCU culture. You didn't invent it. We did. You're not a part of it. You don't appreciate it and respect it the way we do. You cannot tell us how to safeguard it when you yourselves have not safeguarded any other part of Black American culture. And I'm going to say that point blank, period. And we can show me where you have, then y'all can give us advice about how to do it. But you haven't done it thus far. And that's why we don't own anything. We sell every single part of what we create and our creativity to white people. And we mostly do it for not for pennies, for peanuts. And then we let them run it and tell us how to do it and give us crumbs of it. What Deion Sanders did when he took the job at Colorado, it was more than just about him coaching. Actually, it was kind of very little about him coaching, because the band didn't even win the Celebration Bowl against, MEAC coaches. I'm just going to be honest. It wasn't because he was a proven coach and they had so much respect for HBCU football. They bought him and they thought they were buying the culture, that special sauce that they saw at Jackson State University. They did a couple of things. They got him out of there so that what was being built for Black people that would have been owned by Black people, that without him, they're like, that ain't gonna happen. So we get him up out of there, and then we bring them over here so we can get some of that special sauce. And also, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna say one last thing, and I'm gonna let y'all go. For the ones in the chat that say, "Oh, he just wanted the theme song," I know for a fact, because I'm very well connected. I know for a fact that he didn't just reach out to JSU's band director. He reached out to other alums and other people that are in the dance world and things like that. He reached out to those people to offer them opportunities so that they could, train, give, this, that, and the other. So don't sit here and tell us that we crazy because it's just theme songs. It's never just theme songs. It's never just one thing that they want to own. Stop being foolish. Open your eyes. Stop getting played, because we're not about to get played the way y'all have let the rest of the culture get played. Now, have a good night.
Guard the yard.
She has spoken.
Guard
Miss KJ
the yard.
has spoken. What are you talking about? Woo! What you got to say after that, Miss She Loves Thee? What you got? Because she said a word. We got some calls. We're gonna get to them, but woo!
Those are shots fired right there. I don't even have anything to say except for guard the yard, and that's us guarding the yard. So anybody that wants to know why are we speaking up, we only speak up when we're poked. We're not just going to speak on something and we're not just hating on him. We're being poked and prodded and picked at and bullied. And what we do is we guard the yard.
Ooh, let's get to some more of these calls, man. It's a bunch of y'all. Let's see what we can get. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Frank?
What's on, Fro? 6 to you, good brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. There's one thing I'm missing too, man.
Talk to me.
Either Southern or Grambling, they also sold stuff to Ohio State. That's why Ohio State bands started doing what they're doing. So you have to go to YouTube. It's on there.
Okay.
So you have to look at it like that. So we can't just say that it's just being stolen by Dion for Colorado State. For Colorado. But Ohio State has already done that. It's on YouTube. It's a whole video about what they did and how they did it.
Wow, I didn't know that. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you for the information, sir. Appreciate
it.
All
right, later, man.
06
later.
to you, good brother. 06 to you. Ooh, I did not know that. That's news to me, man. Let's get to
and that's
you guys.
The thing, I wouldn't know that. I'm not a Southern or Grambling alum, so I wouldn't know that.
Absolutely. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves Thee. Hello. Hello. We can hear you. Well, let's get to some more people. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to call back. Let's see what we got. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves Thee.
Doc Holiday here, man.
What's going on, Doc, man? What's up with you, man? What's on your brain, man? Shout out to Doc and HBCU Overdrive, by the way. You can catch him and Miss She Loves D. Shoot, multiple times a week. What's going on, Doc?
Man, hey, I'll just say, he gonna learn his lesson by the end of the night. As far as trying to take this what we got this culture going on right here. Like I said earlier, the HBCU culture is not for sale. It ain't. It's not for sale. You can't put a price tag on it. I don't care what anybody says. He can bring Johnny P's, all of them up there. The culture will never be for sale. And that's the reason why, like I said, that's the reason why we gatekeep it so hard. Like we in these spaces, we gatekeep it so hard, and it can never be, it can never be sold.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, Doc.
Man, but my girl out there, she's working them streets again.
Well, and that's the thing about Miss She Loves D. Appreciate it, Doc, man. We got some more people on here, but I appreciate you calling as always, brother. Make sure to check out HBCU Overdrive with Doc Holiday, by the way. HBCU Overdrive with Doc Holiday. But, boy, that's the thing about Miss She Loves D. You come at her, boy, she gonna come back. And she gonna come back with them receipts. Do you hear me? What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
What's going on, brother?
What's on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, real quick, bro. Hey, look.
Talk to me.
What Deion Sanders is doing is what he's been doing for the last 20 years.
What's that?
This time he been shucking and jiving all his way up to the top. He been putting on a dance and a routine. He came to Jackson State, and Jackson State, y'all just caught the last of the routine. Deion Sanders sold a fake. He sold a fake power Black Panther dream, and he took his talents up to Lily White, Colorado. Now, for the band, look, bro. There's not too many people that can hang with the Sonic Boom of the South in the SWAC. So now what makes you think some uncoordinated potatoes and mayonnaise and salad eating with raisins go sit up there and step? Come on now. Look, Jackson State band, Jackson State alumni. He is the band director right now at LSU. Call him and ask him how it's working. Them folks they dance with 2 left feet. So you know what I'm saying, brother? So it ain't gonna happen, man. I just feel sorry for Jackson. I feel sorry for Jackson State fans because they bought into that fake dream he was selling. Colorado, you up next to get that fake selling dream. This man is about his money. He's about his paper. And once he get that routine, look what he's doing. That man walking around with a cowboy hat on. He up there, he doing that dance. He doing that same shuffle. He gonna shuffle, but what's gonna happen in Colorado? They gonna remind him what Jay-Z say: light skin, dark skin, you know what? Woo! You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yes,
watch.
Sir.
I'm telling you. All right, brother. Y'all take it easy, my brother.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you calling in. Nah, it's that's
facts.
It's gonna be interesting to watch that go on. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, talk to me. What's on your mind?
All right. Let me turn that down. Yeah, man. I was just gonna say, what were you guys' thoughts about Salim also calling from LA?
What's going on, Salim?
Yes, sir. I love the show. Love what you're doing here. I was gonna ask what you guys thought about USC and the dancers and the taking basically the JSU dancers, and now USC has the dancers. I don't know if you're all familiar with that.
I did. I know what you're talking about. They went on the Jennifer Hudson show, and all that stuff. I'll let Miss She Loves D hit that topic. Go for it.
Yeah.
Imitated, duplicated. They can try to replicate it, but it's not the same. It'll never be the same. And I listened to what the leader of that particular dance group was saying, and I said the problem with that is you're going to graduate. Other students are going to want to join the team, and it's going to look like Bring It On in a couple of years. Like that's just how it's going to be. You can't stop somebody from who's another race from joining that particular majorette program, and it's going to be diluted, and then it's just not the same. I applaud them from doing that, and if they want to do that, they can, but it's just not the same. And over time, you have to let everybody in, and that USC, the amount of Black people that are there is not outweighing the amount of non-minorities there. So it's going to look like, anybody seen Bring It On, you know what I'm talking about.
Get to some more of these callers, man. At least see what y'all talking about, man. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, I was watching the show. Let me turn it off.
Yeah,
anyway,
talk to me.
This Reese, man.
What's
this
going on,
Reese
Reese?
from Jackson, man.
What's going on, Reese? What's on your mind?
I see the whole topic. It's real funny to me. I'm an alumni from Jackson State. I marched in the Boom with Dr. Roger Little. We marched together.
Okay.
So you know I had to reach out.
Okay.
So I texted him.
You did? Okay, talk to me.
Yeah. I texted him. I was like, did Colorado really reach out to you? And he said yes. They sent him an email. But it wasn't nothing about any performance or songs or anything like that. He said that they just reached out, wanting to know how I was working with a celebrity coach. Mm-hmm. So basically, they may have had a back and forth through email. He was just letting them know how it went. But nah, I don't think he'll do anything like give them no kind of info as far as the culture and how, we just got the swag, man. Basically, that's what it is.
Absolutely.
You can't duplicate that.
You're right about that, Reese, man.
But
you're right about that. And I got something to say about what you just said, but go ahead and finish your point.
I was just going to say, just to comment on how I feel about it.
Talk to me.
I really didn't think it was that bad until he mentioned HBCU. I was like, he could have just had a meeting and told us what he wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And not anything about HBCU. But when you mention HBCU, we know you miss us now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and
we know you.
To not cut you off, Reese, but I think moving forward, this is just my thought, and people might be mad about it or whatever, but I think in anything that they put out, Well-Off Media, Deion Sanders, Dion Jr., Darius, whoever, I think he is no longer on video ever going to say Jackson State for as long as he can. I think he's going to, anytime he has to mention anything that has to do with Jackson State, he's just going to say HBCU because he understands that, he's bringing up Jackson State too much. Like you've never seen the previous coach at a power 5 position continue to mention their previous job. And even if they did, they've never put it out publicly like that. Like, I'm not saying that other coaches haven't mentioned their previous job. Like, if Lincoln Riley went to USC, at Oklahoma, we did it like this, we did it like that. But there's a great benefits to having cameras around everywhere 24/7. And then there's some downfall to it because you allow us access to, and you allow us to know yo, you missed that other place. Like, damn, you bring it up at other place a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like, you break up that other place a whole lot. You know what I mean? It's like getting a new lady, and you keep saying, shit, my old lady used to do it like this, and my old lady used to cook like this, my old lady used to, and your new lady gonna be like, motherfucker, why ain't you with the old lady? Shit. Like, why ain't you with the old one?
Why did you leave where you was at?
Come on.
We love you. Hey, we love your show. I done come in under your show. Keep doing what you're doing. True Jackson alum right here. Just keep going.
Thank you. Guard the yard.
She be killing them.
Yeah, she be killing them, boy. I appreciate it, Reese, man. Thank you for calling in. Now, I think I'm going to get to your calls. Trust me, please don't hang up because you guys are in there heavy, and I understand. But I want to say something to you real quick, Miss She Loves D. Them reaching out about working with a celebrity coach's kid. Did you catch that? Because that matters. And why that matters is because they probably was asking, was he this damn difficult with you? It sounds like you're not, even if you're not reaching out about, you know, I would almost rather you reach out about band performances or dance or routines.
That doesn't even make any sense that you're reaching out to the band about how it is working with him. Like, what? Why would you reach out to the band to ask?
Because he's probably demanding a lot. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's either bad or good or whatever. You can take that however you want. But it's like, yo, how is it like working with a celebrity coach? Meaning, did he get on y'all about y'all steps? Did he get on y'all about y'all music? Did he? And Doc was probably like, hell no. You know what I mean?
Absolutely right. He knew not to come over here talking that.
Come on. You know, he's like, hell no, because we ain't had no mayonnaise in this. This is all Lowry's. You feel me? This is soul food seasoning. This is like being at Big Mama house. No, he wasn't messing with us. But he gonna be on y'all because he see a lot of mayonnaise and a lot of raisins and a lot of, you know what I mean? And he ain't come from all that. It wasn't Mayo Field over here.
I just don't think that they're going to appreciate him trying to change the culture like that. There's a culture at Colorado. It's very... You can see it. They like Ralphie. They like cowboy boots and hats, and they like to prance around and run him around the stadium. That's what their culture is. And the same way that you assimilated to HBCU culture by standing in front of it, because it was always here. It was always here. The band, the homecoming, the 40,000 in the stands, top FCS attendance. Over all of FCS, not just HBCU, it's always been there. You just stood in front of it. So now you're getting ready to have to stand in front of Colorado's culture, and you don't want to do that.
Ooh, man, let's get to some more of these calls. Man, y'all, we are talking tonight. What's going on in your own with Jeff and Miss She Loves D?
Good evening, Jeff. This is Ted from Sacramento, California. How you doing?
How are you doing, Mr. Ted? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. I want to let you know, sir, I love your show, man. You bring so much energy, and I'm always looking for an opportunity to watch you. And I want to say to the young lady from Jackson State, young lady, you are beautiful. I'm going to say something going to make you mad. Jackson State has an awesome band, but everybody knows that Grambling has the baddest band in the land. You're a beautiful sister. You're a beautiful sister, but Grambling is the band. It's the baddest band in the land. So, but I just wanted to say this to the two of you. You guys are, you're making a very good point. But I want to say Coach Prime is a brand. He's a brand. And the thing with a brand is that you're going to attract people because you're a brand. And that's what happened when he went to Colorado. We don't know much about his coaching. He was at Jackson State for 2 years. Even though it was 3, we all know the first year was the pandemic year, correct?
Yes. Well, I mean, it was 2. He
So,
came in 2020, left in 2022. So it was 2, 2 full
okay.
years. Yeah.
2 full years. And that's what I'm talking about, because that first year, the pandemic season, they didn't even play a full schedule. It was spring and a lot of the schools weren't even playing. Some players weren't playing. So he had 2 full years. And the thing about it is when he got to Jackson State, he was able to bring in some 4- and 5-star players. And the other schools, they may have had some 2-, 3-star players. So he already was at an advantage. He had some ball players that probably wouldn't have went there if he wasn't there. So he was a brand, And now that he's moved on to to Colorado, they know that Dion, with his name, is going to be able to attract a lot of people, and we're seeing that right now. We're seeing recruits coming to Colorado. I mean, you look at the guy. What was the guy, the DB that went to Jackson State, the number one?
Travis Hunter.
Travis.
Yeah.
Now Colorado able to get Travis Hunter, and they weren't even in the runnings when he was coming out of high school.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have sniffed it.
You see
Colorado.
that?
Yeah, so we got some more calls.
Man, he wasn't even.
One last point, and we gotta get some of these other calls on it. But I appreciate you calling in.
I just want to say that I think Dion is using Colorado as a stepping stone to get to the NFL, and he might stay there a couple of years. And if he does what he did at Jackson State, he gonna tell them the same thing he tell Jackson. Hey, it was fun, but I gotta run. They're showing me the money in the NFL. You guys have a blessed day, but Grambling is number one, young lady. All right, y'all take care.
Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. Well, I'm trying to get through these calls. We'll throw the number back up. But man, there's so many people. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D.
Okay, it's KJ again.
Oh man, now we get you back.
KJ's back for a part 2.
No, I gotta check a couple of things in the
Talk
chat
to me.
because these folks be running out in defense of Deion Sanders, and it's cool that you all, are fans and you love him that much and you want to defend him. Like, I definitely think that as a Black culture, we protect our greats, the people who have made it, who have excelled. We love them. What on earth makes y'all think that Jackson State and Jackson people are any different from y'all in that respect? That we didn't love him, that we didn't support him, that we didn't cherish him, that we didn't uplift him, that we are crabs in a barrel that are just so unhappy to see this man get another opportunity that we want to damage him. What on earth makes you all think that and know that? You like to ignore facts all the time when we say this is being said about our university and all we have is our name. Our name has always been good, and not you, not his fans, get to damage it based upon false narratives that you've never seen one receipt for, and you won't see a receipt because I'm
still waiting, KJ, not to cut you off. I'm still waiting because he messaged me and said I got receipts, brother. I'm like, oh shit, I'm still waiting on those.
But they ignored that. They ignored that, Jeff. So y'all ignored that the man messaged Jeff to get Jeff to put it out on his platform as truth. Y'all ignored that, and you know what you said to Jeff? You said, Jeff, you wrong for showing that man's private messages.
That's facts. I got enough of those.
I
got about 50 message requests still talking about how
y'all are nonsensical. You are nonsensical, and you ignore facts that would show him in the light that he is showing himself, and you bash a Black university that has done more for Black people in the Black community than he ever has or ever will. I don't care how many Black businesses he gives an opportunity to make a couple of bucks or this, that, and the other, or who he puts on. Do you know Jackson State University and HBCUs collectively are we whoop PWI's asses when it comes to moving people from the poverty line into middle and upper class. HBCUs do that, and we do it better than PWI's. It's not even close. It's not even close. So don't disparage a Black institution with Black people and Black people in Jackson. You want to come to people in Jackson about the water crisis? You are stupid for that. You don't know the history of Jackson, Mississippi. You don't know what they have to deal with and the racism that they have to deal with every day and the fights that we have had to fight. But you sit here and you do it on the behalf of a celebrity who doesn't give a damn about you. We care about our university. It's ours. You have no dog in this fight. Stop saying stupid shit about the city that you don't know, the water issues and everything else, and assuming that it's just Black mismanagement and neglect. You sound stupid as Black people, and you should be ashamed of yourself. That's all.
Well, I appreciate it, Miss KJ, as always. Thank you. Woo, she said a good word right there, man. Ooh,
you done got these folks fired up, boy. Guard the yard.
What's going on?
Guard the yard. Guard the yard.
What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, boss?
Miss Sean from DC, man.
What's going on, Sean? What's thinking
Hey,
about?
Miss. Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man.
Talk to me.
Coaches need to just coach and leave the band alone, man. Coach Prime is never gonna get Colorado to sound like an HBCU, man, ever.
Never.
And he just need to stick with what he knows and just coach. That's what you signed up for. You didn't do that when your sons was in high school and they transitioned over to college. And yeah, they went to HBCU. He got a taste of that. And after he got a taste of that, man, you want to try to relive that at Colorado. Coach, that's it. That's all. Coach Prime just need to coach. That's it. That's all. And man, hey, I appreciate your show, bro. And you take it breezy out here, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much, man. Oh man, coaches need to coach. Oof, I haven't heard that before. Let's see who we got. Who else? What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
Roger.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, young man? Hey, you got a wonderful co-host with you. I've been watching her stuff when she was with Deion Sanders was there at Jackson.
Yeah, she don't hold no punches back, and she ain't scared of no smoke. You hear me? None at all.
Yeah. hey, you better be real careful while you got her around you. You know you ain't let that glass get into you. I noticed that too. Hey,
yeah, talk to me, man. What you got? Because I know you got something to troll. You about to troll me, so go on, get it out. Go on, get it out.
Let me stop. Because I know when I talked to you the other day, I had asked you that question about when do Dion have to do for you to give us some grace? And I know right now the answer to that is gonna be turn boot to the face until he's two. You know what I'm saying? Until he's through, stop breathing. But I know I want to ask her. Like I said, I've been watching when she was at Jackson State and everything else too. She was cool with what Dion was doing and everything else, but it seemed like she had an ulterior motive to turn bad, especially when he made that decision to go out there to Colorado. I mean, when did she finally turn bad? Did she agree with that coach when he said that Dion ain't SWAC? Do she agree with them?
I didn't agree with it. I didn't.
I know you didn't. I want to ask her because I want to know how.
I'm so glad that you asked me this.
The answer to that is what is SWAC? You can tell me what is SWAC.
Yeah, so I'm gonna follow up and push back on that. I've never did a 180. I've never done a 180. Coach Prime did a 180 on HBCUs. We was the best thing since sliced bread.
Okay.
God told him to come.
Yeah, push that button, lady.
And he is the one that started chipping away at his legacy.
She is beautiful.
Started
She
doing the
shouldn't
double
change
talk.
like that. That's that. You know that. It seems like she's a jealous woman. Like she's jealous.
I knew it was coming. I was waiting on the trolls. You taking a long time to get the trolling out.
They love to throw out the woman. The woman is emotional. The woman is crazy.
Good as she look.
But it just doesn't work out.
What with Dion?
So with Deion Sanders, what type of
her thing is blocked.
what type of players does he want? Smart, tough, fast, disciplined with character. That's what type of players that he looked for at Jackson, Mississippi. And he gets to Colorado, and now I like kids from single mother households or dual parent households. So it was smart, tough, fast, disciplined with character at Jackson State. I don't know about you, but I agree with that. Our graduation rate for the football team, highest.
What's going on?
Our GPA for the football team, highest in the SWAC. So why would I talk down on that? When Deion Sanders said we need to stop doing money games, I agree with that. When Deion Sanders said if you do a money game, you need to make sure you're getting paid, make sure that you're getting $400,000 in the clear, not just for travel and food. I agree with that. When Deion Sanders said that classics should not be done if the contract's not right, I agree with that. So when people say, oh, she was pro Dion, I'm pro HBCU, pro Jackson State. Dion is the one that did the 180, not me.
Oh, yeah, to hang up on that one. Let's get some more of these calls and I'll throw the number back up. But man, y'all blowing up the line. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. It Miss She Loves D.
Hi, this is Jazz.
How you doing, Jazz? How you doing?
I'm good. Okay,
What's in
I
your
just
mind,
want
Jazz?
to say, Dion know he miss us. You know what I'm saying? He took all our coaches. He brought the little players over there. He took all our coaches, our police, our media thing, and everything.
Hold on. I've heard this behind the scenes, but you said he took the police. What you mean?
Like he took one of the police that was on our team. He took, you know what I'm saying, our food. He invited.
Hold on, Jazz. Jazz. I don't mean to cut you off, Jazz. Okay, so hold on, because we have to unpack what you just said. Now, if somebody let me know, okay. I'm not calling you a liar, Jazz, but if we can confirm in the chat what Jazz is saying, he took the police. And the reason why I'm stopping you on that point, because you brought it to the show, and you're saying that he took the police. But it's funny, because if he did take the police, you know, remember in the messages, anybody can go back, it's still on my YouTube page. In the messages, he said his office kept getting broken into. So I would think that's the police's job to make sure his office doesn't get broken into. And if they allowed it to happen 4 times, as you told me, why would you take them with you to Boulder? Okay, but keep going, Jazz. Keep going, Jazz. We're just unpacking a little things. We're just unpacking a few things on the show today. You know, y'all breaking news to me. Y'all saying Colorado reaching out to the Boom, and then they reaching out to other bands, and now you're telling me he took the police, even though he told me that they broke into his office 4 times. And the police are the people that are supposed to make sure that don't happen, and he took them with him. That's interesting. But continue on, Jazz. Continue
on. But yeah, he like she said, he's trying to take our food. It's like he wants to implement the Black culture there because he really does miss us. And then a lot of people be talking about how he made Jackson State different. No, Jackson State been the shit. Like literally, I don't mean to curse on your show or whatever, but you know, we've been that. We've been had high grades before prime time. We've been had high attendance. We've been had the fans. Even Dion said that. But you know, when he came, how we had to lead them fan base of the FCS football. So Dion didn't do anything. I mean, I can say he didn't do anything, but at the same time, you know, whatever he created, he took with him. Whatever the little things that what he did behind the scenes, he really didn't leave that. You know, he left it unfinished. So I don't understand, you know, what these people talking about Dion, made Jackson saying, well, all Dion, these and Jackson State, this. No, wasn't nobody checking for Dion until he came to Jackson State. He tried to do all them other offices.
As a football coach, I'll say as a football coach. I'll say as a football coach. I'm not gonna say what nobody checked because I wouldn't even do it. But as a football coach, they weren't.
Yeah, back in the day, 14 years ago. Yeah, but I'm talking about like recently. You know, when nobody talking about Dion, you know, it's 14 years ago. Yeah, but I'm talking about now. How he got that relevant is through Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? When our news reporters talk to Dion, he ain't nothing to talk about. When nobody talking about Dion, when nobody talking to Dion until he came to Jackson State. So let's clear that up.
I got you, Jazz. We got some more calls, Jazz, but I appreciate you calling in. Thank you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Woo, he said, what nobody checking for Dion? Weak. Oh man. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
Hey, what's going on, Jeff?
What's going on?
And She Loves D. How y'all feeling tonight?
Hey.
I'm feeling good. How you doing?
Hey, listen, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for that. This is a really interesting topic tonight. Me being a former Boom member, and my section leader actually called in earlier, Reese.
Yes.
Marching in the Boom. This couldn't have happened to a better school, to be honest with you. As far as him sending HBCUs.
Why you say that? What makes you say that?
Jackson State University is the one that can lead this charge, because right now we are super under attack. We do not bother that school. He always undertones after undertones after undertones, over and over again. Every week it's something. There is not one school that I can remember that the coach leaves and he continues to keep us or keep that particular school in his mouth. This is the tragedy of Deion Sanders. Again, I say this happened to the right school at the right time. He cannot defeat HBCU culture. He can't take HBCU culture. Reason being, Colorado is not going to have it anyway. They have their own, as Timona said. So him saying we want to, have a meeting and bring HBCUs and we did this, man, that's out of pocket. Everything that Dion has said up to this point, I loved him when he was there as coach, but this has nothing to do with football games, people. This has nothing to do with a football field that he left, people. This is about the culture and guarding the yard. There's a reason why that slogan is here at Jackson State. Simply because we know what we're up against. Again, Jeff, this couldn't have happened to a better school to stand out front of not just our school, but all HBCUs. Knowing that this man has gone out and reached out to other Black colleges, again, reached out to other Black colleges to have them go up there and try to pass along what we know to those people. Are you kidding me? AJ said it earlier tonight. What is it that Black people own in America? I want you to think about that, man.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate it, man. We got so many of y'all, man. I keep taking the number down because it's so many calling. But anything you want to say, Miss She Loves D?
I mean, I think that we are all under the consensus that Jackson State has been under attack for some time, but it's just there's a deeper meaning behind Jackson State, who for right now is at the forefront and as a representative of HBCUs. That's why it's so important for us to guard the yard, because our representation and making sure that we uphold our reputation, it's for all HBCUs. None of us gets left out. When someone makes a stereotype about Jackson State, they apply it to all HBCUs.
And that is a fact, man. I appreciate you calling in, though, buddy. We got to get some of these other calls. Man, there's so many of y'all. My God. Don't even know where to go. I'm just clicking numbers. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D. Hello?
Hey, what's up, man? Quick. Yeah.
Talk to me. Yeah, we got you. What's up?
Hey, you a member of Alpha? You an Alpha, right?
Absolutely. Ada Rose, Spring 16.
Where was that? Okay, where was that founded at?
It was at Cornell.
Cornell University. That's an HBCU?
No, it ain't.
Where was the campus founded at?
Indiana.
That's an HBCU?
No, it's not. Where are we getting at? Where are we going with this?
So what I'm saying is this whole thing of being culture vultures thing, man. That's something it's kind of dangerous to go with that amongst other Black people, low key, man.
How was that?
I get the outrage of the people in Jackson with them, reaching out to the band director. It could rub people the wrong way, but in all honesty, that ain't specific to HBCUs. Rap music ain't specific to HBCUs. Neither is grits, neither is soul food. And like the thing that I think a lot of people is missing, that y'all missing the play for real, because he is reaching back to Jackson, getting the little, the architect guy that put his office together, brought the two little girls out there to the out of state tuition, got that paid for. The Johnny T's guy got him out there, got him a bag. Some of the stuff y'all people are looking at as it's being malicious, when in reality, if you take the emotions out of it, it's not really malicious. I get it. But the way he went out that shit was fucked up a little bit.
Ain't no little bit. Ain't no little bit. Don't see, that's the thing. You can't overemphasize the things that you said that he's doing, and then underemphasize the undercutting that took place. But I'm gonna let you cook, but keep going. But I just wanted to say, don't say a little bit. Don't say, oh, he's doing this and doing that, and then say, oh, well, he went out and messed up a little bit. Okay, but keep going.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, it's a way where they both can still gain stuff throughout this whole ordeal. Like people say, why does he keep bringing him up? But you got to realize, y'all had a celebrity coach. He's one of the most famous people in the world. So people is going to continue to talk to him. And of course, Jackson State is part of the story. So anytime somebody talks to him, they're going to bring up Jackson State.
It's not positive, it's negative, and it's stereotype.
Look worse than not saying nothing.
But it's negative and it's stereotypes. So, if you're going to talk about Jackson State, talk about all the things that are great.
What I'm saying is,
You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It don't got to be that serious, man. They making it more than what it is, and it's bringing everybody down. When
I don't
in
think
reality,
so.
it could be a bridge that they're connected.
No, I think that bridge was burned. But I appreciate you calling in. I respect all perspective. I appreciate you calling in, though, man.
But why is he always like negative? That's what it's not. There's nothing. The last couple of months, it hasn't been positive. That's the problem. When you bring up Jackson State, it's, oh yeah, you elevated from that HBCU. They didn't appreciate you. They didn't deserve you. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And the reason why I say that Deion Sanders is a culture vulture is because, you know, there's always going to be Black people who will say, oh, you're invited to the cookout. That's how cultural appropriation begins. You get somebody who says you're invited to the cookout, and then that's how it begins. So Prime is trying to exploit HBCU culture so that he can get all those highly touted recruits to come to Colorado. That's not what Colorado is. You need to make Ralphie cowboy boots and hats fetch. You need to make 1% Black people fetch.
Oof. Oh, you talking to him, man. You letting them know. Let's get some more folks on here. Let's go. I think we already asked. Man. Dang. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Man, I clicked on the wrong number. I messed this up. What's going on?
Hey,
come on. Talk to me.
Hey, this is Sean. How's it going, Joe?
What's going on, Sean? My bad. I thought you were someone else. What's on your mind, Sean?
Hey, nothing much, man. Thank you for taking my call. And thank She Loves Thee for all of her perspective. I have a different perspective that I want to share.
To me.
Okay, so I'm a JSU alum, and I love Thee, with all my heart. And I appreciate She Loves Thee vibe, and I appreciate the Guard the Yard. I've never heard that before, but I love that. But I just want to make a quick maybe analogy. So this week, I ate Mexican food, I ate Chinese food, I ate Italian food, and I ate soul food. But for the Mexican food that I ate, the Italian food, the Chinese food, I could not appropriate their culture if I wanted to, and I wouldn't be trying to. I don't want to. I just appreciate the difference and the experience of eating those foods. So I don't think that Colorado could take the HBCU culture, Jackson State culture, if they wanted to. It's impossible, because it's the boom and the band. It's one thing, but the reason that we go back to homecoming, the reason that we love it's deeper than that. And I'm not negating the band or the boom at all, but it's the learning experience, the preparing us for our next ventures in the corporate world or whatever we want to do. So I appreciate that. So I just want to say that I think this is I look at it as a tribute to the Black culture of saying, hey, we like what they're doing. We appreciate that. So I just wanted to take a different perspective on this, and hope that you all understand.
Yeah, appreciate you calling in, Sean.
So just
She Loves Thee, what you got to say to that?
Okay, so my first
go for it.
My first issue is a JSU alum not hearing Guard the Yard. That's kind of hard to believe, but we're gonna roll with it. That you haven't heard Guard the Yard yet. I don't know. That sounds kind of iffy to me.
Fish. That's what we said, man. It sounds like some
and
fish.
Secondly, stealing and appropriating culture so that PWIs can profit off of it and make millions of dollars, while that same culture is not being paid for at the HBCU that you got it from. We're supposed to be appreciative and say you're giving us a tribute by stealing something that belongs to us. Like, yes, Greeks are at PWIs. A Greek experience at a PWI is different than a Greek experience at an HBCU. The They do certain types of step shows. They involve themselves in different things. The culture's different. You'll go on the yard at Jackson State around lunchtime, and you'll see them strolling. And it's just different.
We couldn't do that at my PWI. We couldn't do that.
Yeah,
we couldn't do that. Like, we couldn't do it like inside of buildings. I think the rules might have changed now, but when I crossed back in 2016, we couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, we would like when we were preparing for step shows and stuff, like, and we went up to regionals, and we had the best step show in the state of Kentucky. Art, man. I started WKU Alpha's 2016 step show. You can go check it out. We was ignorant. Got over 20,000 views on YouTube. But we went up and went against them boys from, what was it, Central State? We went up against them boys from Central, and we was cold. Don't get me wrong, we was cold, but
it's just different.
Them boys from Central State, it was different. I don't know what the hell they was doing when they was practicing.
It's just different, and we're not to say that's not to say that it's better. It's different, and it's the HBCU culture.
This is interesting. I never thought about it like this. Yeah, you have a Black Student Union. Yeah, we definitely have one of those, and we were late. We were late to get one of these, by the way, to my school. But it is what it is. But let's get to some more of these calls. But man, I just give me flashbacks how they whooped our ass like that. What's going on here with Jeff? And She Loves D. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Brother Jeff? This is Anthony Robinson. How are you?
I'm good, Anthony. How you doing?
Doing very well. I appreciate you guys' show, and I appreciate you taking my call. I've been listening to the commentary, and I also want to share a different perspective. I've been hearing the term guard the yard. A little perspective. I've done done research on all of these issues. I'm very familiar with with higher education and these issues that we're talking about. But I think it's kind of interesting how we oftentimes we go into these companies, these majority white spaces, and we want equality and we want what they have in the name of diversity and in the name of equality. But when you say things like guard the yard and this conversation here, we don't want them. We say, well, okay, well, we don't want them to have what we have because it's just for us. So how can we want equality, and we want to have an equal place in their spaces, or not their spaces, but in the spaces that are majority them, but we don't want them to have what we have. And then this whole term, this whole notion of guard the yard, that's interesting because I'm very familiar with HBCUs. Did we not just see what's happening at Bethune-Cookman? And that's not just one institution. It's 80% of HBCUs in the country that you go on their campus and you're going to see the same things. You're going to see the same issues.
Not true. That's
And
absolutely
so
not true.
why come
That's
we're not
absolutely not true. 80%. That's absolutely not true, sir. It's just not true.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to push back a little bit on you because I would venture that you need to go and look at the Ayers case in Mississippi. Jackson State, Alcorn State.
We'll let Miss She Loves D respond to you, babe. I appreciate you calling because we gotta get some. But go for it. Finish your thought.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, Jackson State, Alcorn State, and Mississippi Valley State. In the Ayers case, we had to get 10% non-minority enrollment in order to get this settlement money. 10% of our enrollment had to be non-minority. If you go look at I'd venture to say 80 to 90% of all PWIs do not have 10% 10% minority enrollment. And
even if they did, there's no stipulation that would force them to have that to get money that's owed to them already. See, this is deep. Or when we say stuff like what he said, just blanketed statements, and it's no disrespect to the caller. I mean, I get it, but then you're talking deeper than just football and coaches and bands. You're talking about a black issue. You're like, oh, well, we want equality in their space, but we can't let them get in our space. They've been in our space. They own our spaces. Did you not hear KJ say everything that has black in it, what is fashion, music, whatever, is a media? Most of it is owned by white people. And so therefore, you can't sit here and say, well, we can't let them in. They own the hip-hop artists that you listen to. The checks get signed by white people. The TV shows that are starred or movies that star black people, the checks get written by white people. You get what I'm saying? So like, you can't just say these open-ended garbage statements and not have anything to back it up. Continue on, Miss.
80% of HBCUs are dealing with the same issues as Bethune-Cookman. Like, come on now.
That's cap.
But this is the thing. That's why the Ed Reeds and the Deion Sanders of the world, that's why we have to correct them and put out the correct information when they make these types of blanket statements, because people like him, who sounds kind of halfway educated enough to know better, will repeat and regurgitate this false information.
And it's not even just them, and this is why it's critical. And you be like, oh, y'all just a hater. No, because they don't even have to repeat it. They just say it one time, but because of the platform, that's why it's dangerous. Because of the platform that they're on, it'll get regurgitated for them a million times. So when Dion goes on and says, I need quarterbacks from 2-parent households, offensive linemen from 2-parent households, but my defense linemen need to come from food stamps, that's dangerous. That's dangerous, especially, and it's hypocritical when your starting quarterback didn't come from a 2-parent household. Can we be real?
Line, Niles Gaddy, Aubrey Miller Jr.
Their daddies was at every game.
Big Country. And a host of others.
Let's go in for a second, because I mean, it'd be like, that's the thing, and he'll say it, and it sounds jovial and it sounds funny or whatever. But then you look into it, it's like, well, your son didn't come from a 2-parent household. Hell, worse than that, you had a big, ugly public divorce that was national, and it essentially kept the kids away from their mother. But we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna get to some of these callers, because that's real, that's real touchy subject. You know what I mean? Like, we got some more people to talk to. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D. Hello.
Yeah, I was calling because, look, the thing about it is Dion always trying to, he's a salesman. He sold a dream. He lied about what he came there for. He was supposed to be a Jackson State into this powerhouse that was eventually going to go to all these PWIs, et cetera, et cetera. I'm from Grambling. I love all HBCUs. I'm Grand fam all the way, but I love Jackson. I love Southern. HBCUs are the Power 5 of bands, period. They don't even come close. We have the flair. We have the salesmanship as far as how we carry ourselves. When you're on an HBCU campus, as soon as homecoming comes, everybody is lit. Everybody's excited because their energy is in the air. You go to these other schools, these PWIs, it's nothing like that. LSU is not far from Southern University in Baton Rouge, and I promise you, the homecomings are totally different, but it still has the appearance of the same thing because of the fact they're still Southern. He come down and took everything that he wanted from Jackson State, and think if he could have took the band, he would have did that. He would have done it. He literally would have took. If they could have transferred, he said, hey, y'all get out. We want this here. He's wrong. I don't like the way he did. And I was taught this a long time ago by my grandmother. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's
Absolutely.
Not what you say, it's how you say it. And if you don't carry yourself the right way, Dion did all that talking about God and all this stuff here. And then as soon as he offended them people, they shut him down. You ain't heard God in not one video, not his son videos, none of these videos anymore. You can sit up here and you can sit up and say whatever you want to, but when them people get tired of it, let that season go 2-7 or 2-8 or whatever. And they're gonna be ready to get him out yesterday. They don't care about the contract because to them it's not about the money. They don't care about the fanfare. They want their token object, little shiny little object, and it's only good as long as you're doing what they want you to do. When they and to literally try to bring up, you have Neely talking bad about Jackson. You have HBCU game day bringing Neely on when he ain't got nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with HBCU right now. That it has nothing to do. He's at Colorado, but he comes down where it looks like Jackson does this. That's not right. And you right is right, wrong is wrong. You don't sit up there and mistreat somebody that helped build you and your brand, because it took a HBCU giving you a degree, because I'm not gonna say he earned it, because he had to go to Talladega to get a degree to be able to be a college football coach. And then he ended up going to Jackson. Jackson gave him an opportunity. Without that opportunity at Jackson, he wouldn't be who he is now, because the boom, Grambling State University, Southern University, FAMU, all these schools, they bands are world-renowned, period. They already have reputation by themselves. Jackson State was already sending Hall of Famers to the NFL. So for him to come and make it seem like he was this savior, that's what he came in, like he was this savior. And I don't think that he's right. I think that Miss She's D is absolutely correct. You don't sit up there and try to take what we have and what make the best buzz, because what do we have left if you trying to take everything? You already took your little football players, your little Louis, but that band, that's expensive Louis right there. You can't afford that yet. And that's just a fact. And that's all I got to say.
Hey, man, appreciate you coming over, man. Appreciate it as always. Miss She Loves D, you got any?
All I can say is amen. No, Tiger Talk said a tweet, and I'm going to repeat it. You can't put our culture in the portal. It doesn't go in the transfer portal. You don't get to transfer that with you. So
that is a fact, man. We got some more calls. Let me get to these, man. Let me get to these. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Willie.
What's going on, Willie? What's on your mind?
Hey, Jeff.
Talk to me, Willie.
Hey, Jeff, before I get into my call, because I always try to make a good call, I want to ask you a question. I done called you 3 times and forgot to ask you this question.
Talk to me.
You look like some kin folk. Are you any kin to any McCoys or any Bridges?
Nah, not that I know of.
You look just like a cousin of mine. But anyway, let me get back to this. I got a bone to pick with the young lady, but I'm a digress. You gonna wait till
she right here. She's not running from that.
This is not what I really called for, but this is what I want to say so I won't forget.
Talk to me.
The stats that you read out on Doc's show is not indicative of how that game was played. But now this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say about what she was saying about the Ayers case. It's the reason why a lot of people go to the PWIs like Mississippi State, Ole Miss, because of that 10%. Those white folks get a lot more money for going to the HBCU than the black folks that goes there. And then on the flip side, you take one of us that goes to Mississippi State, Ole Miss, we'll get more money going to those PWIs than here in Mississippi than we would if we went to a HBCU. Now, with that said, the closest PWI you're going to see come to Jackson State band is probably University of Southern Mississippi. Often imitated, never duplicated. But they have 2 different marching styles. White folks don't have rhythm. So you're not going to have the same thing. You're not going to have the same thing. And this is what I want to say to those Primettes and those DDRs.
Talk to me.
You don't live here in Jackson. You don't live here in Jackson. You wasn't some follower in Jackson State before Dion came. So those of us, people like me, I'm 56 years old. I've been living in Jackson most of my life. Lived in LA for a little while. We don't like when you go and say what Dion did and what he did for Jackson State and Jackson State and all these. You never visit Jackson State. If you come on the campus, every damn thing the stuff that Dion did, I'm gonna say this again, the stuff that Dion did for Jackson State, the stuff that he brought there or what he supposedly had done, you would never see it because it's in the locker room. It's in the you never see it. But all that other stuff, all that pretty scenery that you see was there years before Dion. Woo! You used to drive straight through the yard from one end of the Lynch Street to the other. I can remember when they put all that stuff there. And all that was there when Dion was playing in the NFL, when he playing at Florida State. So Dion didn't bring all this stuff here. Jackson State had already won 19 championships before he even got there. We already had Walter Payton, Leon Seals, Robert Brazile, Vern Perry. We already put those people in the NFL in the Hall of Fame. before Dion even got there. He brought a little light to Jackson State. Yeah, he lit the flame, increased the gas on the flame. But besides that, Jackson State already had a winning tradition. And I just hate when people say, I hate when the DDRs and the Primates get on here and they push this narrative. And I know they listen. I know they hear.
Come on.
Wake your ass up. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Willie, as always. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Man, oh, man. I'm going to throw the number up again here soon. We just got to get through some of these calls. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
How you doing, Jeff?
What's going on?
Just called in. CD Love. I follow you on Twitter. Love what you do.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. What's on your mind?
Nah, man. It's just that after seeing that video, man, it's almost a fear now of how this man is taking our culture up there. And we know it's just a matter of time before these other PWIs begin to do this stuff. It's not right what that man is doing. Taking our culture up there to them people to only find a way to monetize it and take it from us. It is utterly ridiculous. I don't know who's in his ear. I don't know what's going on, but I just remember them folks touching down, talking about how the air was better in Boulder, how this is better in Boulder, how it looks so amazing. But you taking everything from us. Everything. This man has literally called a premier restaurant from Jackson up to Colorado to cook for his recruits. Come on, man. That is ridiculous. This man wants Jackson so bad in Colorado. He put a little poster. Once these photo boys realize that it ain't that cold, they're going to be covered. But y'all steady sending people down here to Jackson State supposedly to watch basketball games. Man, this is utterly ridiculous. And it's scary. This is scary, man. I just couldn't believe that video, man. And we not hating on Dion here. I'm from Jackson, born and raised. We're not hating on him. We wish him much success, but just leave us alone. That's our only thing. Leave us alone, man. Let us have our grits. You taking a grit.
Well, I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, man. Man, so many of y'all. Golly, I feel like every time I make a dent in these callers, there's more and more coming. But I want to get to as many people as possible. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D.
Hey, Jeff, this is Rochelle. How you doing?
What's going on, Rochelle? How you doing, Miss?
Hey, Miss Rochelle.
Hold on, let me turn everything down. I'm doing fine. And listen, this is what I love about the people that's listening in here. First of all, can y'all hear me okay? Because I turned it out. I don't want to echo.
Yeah, talk to me.
Okay, so this is the thing is that I look at the people to bless their hearts of the Primates, and the thing is that it's called accountability. And it's either you right or you wrong. I don't do in between. That's the problem. Y'all trying to live in the gray. We don't live in the gray. It's true and it's false. And this is the thing that y'all don't understand. And you're right. I support Deion Sanders, but I also can hold Deion Sanders accountable when he do stupid shit. Boom. And I love what Missy, when she talked about when he was at Jackson State, he did mention how he wanted character and strength and all this for these young black men. But then you literally said the opposite when you got to Colorado. And what hurt my heart the most is when he made that joke, the white men in the background laughing. When he talked about he needed poor kids on, even if it wasn't, he didn't give a race to it, but because you are sitting here and you're telling poor kids that they're not worthy to play for you because they're not smart enough. You're telling poor kids that in order for you to be my defensive back, you got to be in the free line. Do you understand the detriment? Because what people don't understand is that, say for instance, that was a young man who just followed Dion and loved him. And then Dion had the nerve to say something about that because his mom is a single parent and he's lived with playing football. But Deion Sanders just told you wasn't good enough. And these white men in the back are laughing. This stuff is bigger. He has too big of a platform to say the stupid shit that he's saying, and no one is holding him accountable. Now, we're not going to talk about what Dion is doing. Dion missed Jackson. We know he missed Jackson. The young man said it prior to, but this is the thing y'all did not catch. I believe with all my heart, when that band director interviewed or called and talked to Jackson State band director, I believe they wanted to know, did Deion Sanders call the shots? And when that HBCU director said no, they finna put Dion in check. Because you're trying to come in here and create, and what y'all don't understand is that school is 67% white. 67% white. Let's talk about it. They got their buffalo, and they have traditions that they do. Now, let me tell y'all something. One thing white people ain't gonna do, they sitting there watching. But trust me, they say, hold on, is he trying to change us into HBCUs? They are not going to allow that.
Oh, no, not
He
at
wouldn't
all.
got a DJ. He wouldn't got a DJ and put the DJ in the lunchroom. You see what I'm saying? He's trying to be that. But what y'all don't understand is those white people are not going to allow rappers in they're not going to let none of that happen because that's not who they are. And just like what She Loves D said it the best. When you came to, and just the public service announcement to these little stupid people over here don't understand something. Jackson State had 60,000, 50,000 in stands before he got there. You need to Google so you can understand. We was always there. Y'all just found us through Deion Sanders. But the black culture and the black support for HBCUs was always there. So when you leave with Primate, go on over to Colorado and enjoy the snow. But we gonna be okay. So Dion did not come in giving us fans. We already had fans. Now what he did do is introduce y'all, but because y'all wasn't really interested in HBCU, you was really only interested in Dion. That's why you all in your feelings, because you can't imagine that the person that you think so highly of can be this treacherous and this nasty. But I just want you to know that's who he is. And this is what Maya Angelou said. I'm going to say the same thing to everybody else. When a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. And Dion is a shyster. And he's a great marketer. But trust me when I tell you, they go put him in check because the white people hold the money. And they will let that AD know, we're not having this here. He's not going to change this to make us a HBCU. And they will give him his money and get him next to the door. They do it all the time. I'm done speaking. Baby, I'm not salty, boo-boo, kitty, boo. This is what I think is funny. I want to know why y'all in this chat when y'all don't like what we talking about.
I never understood that one.
Thing I've ever seen before.
I never understood that one.
You know what? Y'all, I want to thank y'all for getting his numbers up, boo-boo kitties, because y'all is making our day up in here. Because y'all are really in here upset. And ain't nobody bitter but y'all, because y'all sitting there trying to justify something. So, boo-boo, we gonna be okay. Jackson State gonna be okay. And for y'all who gonna show y'all face and won't come up and have a conversation, we good for y'all. But y'all funny. Y'all actually spend time to come up in here to say, why don't you go on Colorado side? Do they have this kind of stuff? Oh, they don't. So you can't go tell them how much you love them because y'all over here hate, bless y'all heart. But and Dion, if you watching, shame on you. And I'm gonna leave you with this: until you do right by Jackson State, everything you think of is gonna crumble. I'm out to talk.
I appreciate it, Miss Rochelle. That is Miss No Gray. Do you hear her? It said no gray. We don't want no gray. It's nothing in the middle. We want you to stand on that side or this side. Pick a side. That's it. Love it, man. I love it. Let's get to some more y'all, man. There's a lot of y'all in here. Let's go. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
Juice.
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight, man? How y'all doing? Appreciate you taking my call.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. What's on your mind?
Yes, sir. All right. First of all, I want to let y'all know I was not a Jackson State fan until Cole Prime got there. I appreciate the light that he brought because I was familiar with Jackson State, but the thing is that Mississippi isn't just Jackson State as an HBCU. Jackson State is one of, I think, 6 HBCUs, but everybody got to talk about Jackson. What if Dion would have went to Mississippi Valley? I think they still would have beat y'all. I mean, you got to look at, like, people got to understand.
Well, what do you mean beat y'all? What are you talking about? What do you mean by that? I'm trying to
he would have beat Jackson State. I mean, the only reason
but he wouldn't have chose Mississippi Valley though. But like, well, let me cut you off for a second because Dion, everything he does is strategic. He said on multiple interviews that, you know, obviously he got turned down by other jobs. I don't know if he ever mentioned that, but he got turned down by other jobs and he was very sad. This is how the story goes. This is just the real. I'm not making this up. He interviewed for Arkansas and he interviewed for somewhere else. I can't remember the other place, but Arkansas went with the coach that they have now. And then he's somewhere else and they went another direction. And he was pretty sad. And Ashley Robinson, Jackson State's young up and coming AD, got word that Dion was looking to coach Shedeur in college. That's essentially what it was. He wanted to coach Shedeur in college. His other son had already went through. He didn't care about coaching him. Shiloh had already went through. He didn't care about coaching him. He wanted to coach Shedeur in college because Shedeur was the coach, essentially like the golden child. He was the quarterback. And Ashley Robinson had the wherewithal to properly vet Dion, talk to him. Dion told him what he needed from Jackson. Jackson told them what they could provide, and Dion saw an opportunity. Dion saw, damn, these people, they only won, 3, 4, 5 games last couple of years, but they still have the highest attendance in FCS, averaging over 30, 35,000, and they have a stadium that can seat 60,000. Well, with a stadium that can seat 60,000, let me tell you something. Even at FBS programs, that's rare. That's rare. I'm from Louisville. The University of Louisville Stadium holds like 60,000. That's Power 5. That's ACC. I went to Western Kentucky University. We had a stadium that was half that size and didn't even fill that up with good teams. So Dion understood what he could do. If you go there and they're showing up 30,000, 35, 40,000 deep for losing teams, what would happen if I brought a winner here? And not just a winner, but my name, my cachet, my celebrity. Man, we could turn this thing up because they already have the infrastructure. The infrastructure was already laid. It was already there. And he shined a big bright light on the infrastructure that was already there. And that's what you got. You weren't getting that at Valley. No disrespect to Valley, but you weren't getting that at Valley. You weren't going to get that at Alcorn. You weren't going to get that at any of those other, specifically the Mississippi schools, but you weren't going to get that at any of those other schools. He understood what he was taking, the job that was at hand. And thanks to Ashley Robinson, who had the wherewithal to offer him the job. And the rest is history, of course.
Okay, so Ashley Robinson was the light skin or the brown skin guy that used to be in the videos they used to shoot. They used to be in the suits and stuff with him.
Yeah, he's the AD. So yeah. I mean, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I mean, shout out to him because you know what I'm saying. Like, it's people that watch and stuff. Like, like I don't like y'all like comments. Y'all are bugging. Like, you just ran down a whole list of stuff that man brought, and I still have yet to see anybody acknowledge the light and the fire and all of this stuff that he brought.
Time out. No, that's not true. It's not true, though, but keep going. That's not true. But when there's something that ain't true, we got to call it out. But let's go. You can finish.
No, go ahead. You're right.
But I'm saying that's not true. Like, here's the thing, and I'll say this, and I'll let, Miss She Loves Dion jump in if she wants to. The folks at Jackson State never bring up Dion. Anytime a live chat like this comes about or any videos, let me talk about my channel. Like, anytime I even reference Deion Sanders, it's when somebody from his camp or somebody or him himself says and or do something. Think about that. Like, think about it. You haven't heard TC Taylor say anything about Deion Sanders. He's
not going to.
And he's not. And none of they haven't said anything about Colorado, Boulder, Pac-12. They ain't said nothing about none of that. They focused on themselves.
Because we do not care. We just want him to leave us alone.
They shouldn't worry about Colorado. They need to worry about Mississippi Valley State and Grambling and Southern and all them.
And Colorado.
They need to worry about getting back to the national championship and winning.
Okay,
that's what TC Taylor can do. That's what I want him to do. And when he wins, I want him to lead just like that, and then we want to see what everybody got. But he ain't gonna do that because he's from there. That's what I'm saying. Dion not from there. Like the older caller, a few callers ago said, he, is from a different part. He probably did, or like you said, he probably did want to get hired at Arkansas or
absolutely,
wherever else.
Absolutely.
But he wanted the job at Florida State too.
Absolutely, I'll agree. But see, here's the thing. But listen to this, caller. Listen to this, though. Okay, so you're saying all of that. All of that sounds great. So why is he still talking about it? You said TC, that's above their pay grade. Well, then that means Dion at Colorado, Jackson and them is below his pay grade. But why does he keep mentioning them? Why is he sending messages to
Jackson?
Like
Deion Sanders didn't mention Jackson. Y'all.
Yes, he was in my DMs talking about Jackson. Was he not? He was. He's literally in my DMs. He blocked me.
He blocked you because whatever you told the story the other day, and I watched that the live. That was a good live you had the other day. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't no hater or nothing.
Appreciate it. I'm not hating you. I'm just pushing back. I'm just pushing back on what you said. We having dialogue. Let's go. I'm listening.
No, I got you. That's all. It's dialogue, and that's what it's about. That's what I want the main thing to be like. We can respect each other and disagree.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We gotta dog each other out and all
absolutely.
That. But
agree.
At the end of the day, I feel like all of this started with everybody was talking about Neely and the stuff that Neely did. And I don't really think that, that's fair or anything, because if Neely has been at Jackson State all this time doing stuff, when you have an opportunity, why not grow? When Jackson State gonna fund him going back and forth all around to these teams and all this stuff, going to these camps, they have to step it up. Deion Sanders brought in the NFL. Bring the NFL to Jackson State. That's what y'all got to understand.
Who said they won't, though?
Nah, dog.
Who said they won't?
They won't.
Why won't they?
Nah, they won't. Because they ain't got no connections down there like that. Because they ain't got prime down there. And that's all I want. All I need y'all to understand.
So first of all, to push back
Miller
on
was
that,
great. But
to push back
Miller
on that,
had Deion Sanders tell him he need to get his stuff right, Aubrey Miller would have left. They wouldn't have never had
No. Oh, hold on. I really got. Aubrey went on an interview. You can go KC 1400 Media. He said he didn't leave because of the city of Jackson. Now that's from Aubrey. That ain't no assumption. That ain't no. I mean, damn, if you call him a liar, call him a liar. But Aubrey said I was going to leave. No, I get you. But Aubrey himself said I didn't leave JSU because of the city of Jackson. He went on to say on KC 14, shout out to Ken Clark and KC 1400 Media. He went on to say, I could see myself living in Jackson. That ain't got nothing to do with Dion. Of course. That ain't got nothing to do with pride. That ain't got nothing to do with, that got to do with the people of the city of Jackson. So you can't say, oh, Aubrey Miller would have left if it wasn't for Dion. No, Aubrey himself said he would have left if he would have left Jackson State if it wasn't for the city of Jackson. They ain't got nothing to do with prime. It don't. He didn't have to.
It didn't have nothing. It didn't have nothing to do with his grades either. His grades, him going to class, his attendance. That's what I'm saying. They'll shine a light on some stuff, but not the whole story. And the whole story was displayed on the documentary. And the whole thing about that is,
if you think that ain't even true, come on, bro.
Miller,
come on, bro. And I think
not this new documentary, bro. The documentary before, not this new one, but the other. And that was
just leave me alone.
But I appreciate all y'all though.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Hey, I'm always for proper dialogue, bro. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you calling in.
Oh, please. Can I say one more thing?
Talk to me. Go
to the queen, to the queen that you have over there. Hi, how you doing? You look very nice. I like your eyebrows. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What you say his name was? KC or the 1400? JC? KC, what is it?
KC, Ken Clark. Shout out to Ken, man. He's in the chat.
Ken Clark.
Ken said he want to call
Clark.
in.
Hey, Ken, what's up, Ken? Hey, me and Ken was having a little back and forth earlier. I'm ready for Ken to do a live because I really want to go on his show and see what's up.
Well,
shout out to you, Ken.
I appreciate it, man. We do all the shout outs later, man, but I appreciate it. Let me get a couple of these calls and then I'm gonna throw the number back up, Ken. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves D.
This is Shanita. Hey, Jeff and Miss She Loves D.
How you doing, Miss Shanita? I appreciate it.
I am well. Jeff, I am G1 Concepts. I contacted you today.
Talk to me.
So, here's the thing. Anybody who graduated from Jackson State, anybody who attended Jackson State, don't get it twisted. We aren't mad this man left. Anybody with good sense could see that this was a 2.5-year job interview. He went to these Power Fives. They told him he didn't have the experience and they didn't think that he could do it. Cool. So his aim was, I'm going to show y'all where y'all went wrong. I'm going to take everybody who you thought you were going to get and I'm going to make it work for the school. Which he did. We ain't mad at that. We ain't mad at that at all. I have gone to job, left job for a better opportunity. But what I didn't do was try to take any and everything from that old position, try to supplement my new. Don't do that. Leave us alone. We ain't bothering you. Don't bother us. It's this whole thing of keep our name out your mouth. We ain't coming to you. Don't come to us. Leave us alone. And for all these naysayers on this line talking about you all want inclusivity, you all want what they have. No, we don't. We don't want their culture, but what we do want is job equity. What we do want is equity in pay. What we do want is fairness when raises come about, promotions come about. All this other stuff is a non-factor. But this is a prime example of cultural appropriation. I don't care how many guarantees he brings to that campus. I don't care how many folks he has calling all these HBCU bands. It ain't gonna never be the same. It ain't. And don't get it twisted. That first email was just an introductory email. Because you know that's how they do. I'm gonna introduce myself.
Hey, you
This is gonna be a
hitting on
little
something.
thing.
Hold on, you hitting on something.
But baby, you best believe that next email and maybe the next email after that, they're gonna ask for information. Don't get it twisted. This was a hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. I'm the band director at CU. It's nice to meet you. I heard a lot about you. But when it's all said and done, the second, third, and fourth email, it's gonna be okay.
And the emails gonna turn to phone calls, and them phone calls gonna turn into, hey man, maybe you should come up here and visit. Man, maybe you should come see what we looking like, man. You know, get us together. You know, tighten up a little bit.
Exactly. So again, we ain't mad that he left. We thank him for everything that he's done. We thank him for the deals that he's broken. We can see what he's done on campus from the fields and all of that. We are appreciative of all of that. And for all you haters on the line talking about we hating and we bitter, baby, no, don't get it twisted. The only time we haven't, because I'm a twice graduate of VR Love Jackson State, had an opportunity to go to these other schools, but I chose to go to Jackson State. So we aren't bothered by this. We don't mention Steve. The only time you hear anything from us is when they put our name in their mouth. And it is our right as an HBCU and our right as alumni of Jackson State to guard the yard and protect our HBC culture. That's all I got to say, Jess. Love your show. Keep doing what you're doing. And she loves you. Baby, you a baby.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it as always. Thank you so much.
There's almost 1,000 people in the show. There's almost 1,000 people. Make sure you go to retoolyourschool.com/vote for the Home Depot Retool Your School competition. Make sure you guys go vote. Also, go subscribe to my channel too.
Absolutely. You see the name on the screen. You see the name on the screen. That's She Loves D on all platforms. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D. Hello. No, guess we got to keep it moving. There's way too many people on the line to not be answering when we. Ooh, I'm clicking names. I'm just clicking them. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
Yes, this is Salonis Jones for TV Now. How y'all doing?
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I just want to make a comment. I love what y'all two are doing. I love the fact that y'all fighting hard for HBCUs. But my comment with Deion Sanders, he had an opportunity to bring all HBCUs up. But the one thing that I have a problem with Deion Sanders and how he did it was you didn't have to trash a HBCU school like Jackson State. They did so much for him to build him up for them to trash him. Hello?
Absolutely. We listening.
And so my biggest problem is that he's short term, it sounds good, but long term, as he gets older, he gonna realize the mistake that he made and figure that Jackson State was the best place for him to be because he could have built bigger than football. He could have had all the HBCUs with 4- and 5-star athletes coming because those young people wanted to fight in that culture. And it's never going to be the same. And when they get tired of him at Colorado, because they already told him about he can't use God and all these other kind of things, they gave him one wake-up call. He's going to get some more wake-up calls thinking that he's going to do what he wants to do. And they are not going to let him, they're not going to let him turn that school into HBCU. You know, and I know that.
You're right about
That's
that.
all I got to say.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Jones. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Nah, I mean, yeah, so hold on. I gotta, where's that? Dang, where's that? Man, these comments be coming in so fast. It was the one. So stuff like this just don't make sense. Like this just simply, see, we have to debunk stuff that just ain't true, right? Because Travis not only was a 5-star, but he was the #1 player in the country. So to say 5-star players weren't coming, they were already there. They were literally already there. So you can't just say stuff and not make sense. You got to come with some facts, some receipts, something when you make blanketed statements. That just don't make sense. Go
And
ahead.
just to tap on that, 5 stars aren't at any FCS school, HBCU or non-HBCU at the FCS level.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me get to some more of these. Ooh, so many of y'all on the call. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
Herbert Seward, man.
What's
HBCU
going on?
Digital Network.
HBCU
What's
Digital
going on,
Network
man?
in the house. What's going on?
Man, look, I think, well, first, Jeff, man, the show is dope. I think it's it's definitely something that that needs to keep going. She's been, She Loves D has been doing her thing too, out there. I mean, on Twitter threads, I've seen the work she's been putting in. I'm just going to say this about this latest episode with Prom. And Jeff, I think you can say this for folks within HBCU media circles that have followed Deion Sanders from the time he accepted the job to Jackson State to the time he left, that there were some tickets that dude sold us that he didn't intend cashing. And I think that's the biggest thing that people need to understand here is that, it's not about what Dion did there at Jackson, because he did, real talk, he did incredible things there.
Yes.
In terms of what he did on the field. That, there's no doubt in that. But the stuff that you're seeing now that he's out of the loop is exactly the stuff that people were talking about during his entire tenure.
This is very true. This is very true.
Meaning that, and I say that to say that this latest episode, and I say this as a fellow HBCU bandsman, I'm attached to Alabama State University.
Okay.
Shout
out to the Hornets.
Yeah, and I'll say this, and I think I could speak for pretty much anybody that's attached to that aspect of the culture. What we saw today was comical on a lot of levels, but it's also really sad.
Yeah.
Because it's sad in the sense that it shows us that he really didn't grasp what is really unique about HBCU culture in the first place.
Talk to me. Go in on that really quick, and then we gotta get some other calls. But go in on that. What you mean by that?
Well, it's something that can't be replicated. It's a completely integrated process. Just like Colorado has their traditions, HBCU football and band as a culture is one and the same. And it's something that he never really grasped while he was there. This shows it, a lot of it. And it's something, and I want folks, I'm gonna land this plane, because I don't want folks in the chat talking about me. But but folks need to understand that. When folks are talking about, well, LSU doing this, they got a direct from just, it's not the same. This dude literally called Colorado's band directors and staff into his office like he wants to replicate an HBCU like environment and experience.
Yeah, folks pretending like they didn't notice that and didn't see that is ridiculous. I mean, that's just ridiculous to me.
That's the most absurd thing that I've ever seen before out of him. And like I said, and I'll just end on this. It gives you an understanding as to how he didn't really grasp what the culture was or meant to the people that lived and breathed it.
I like that. That's a key point, man. Herbert, I appreciate you calling in, sir.
And just to clarify,
you're welcome, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead. Just to clarify from a standpoint of Jackson State University, Deion Sanders did make some comments like tradition. What is tradition? If X, Y, and Z is not right, then it's not right. And he made those types of statements with regards to the Southern Heritage Classic, which, the contract was revealed and it came out that we were making pennies, barely had gas money on the way back. So to push back at some of the things that he did make some tone deaf comments, but for Jackson State, people are saying, oh, you said that we were just hating. a lot of y'all were hating in the sense that Deion Sanders would say, you don't need to take money games, or if you do take money games, you need to make sure y'all getting paid, and 300,000 ain't cutting it. And you would hear everybody say, well, how is he going to tell us how much we should take? He doesn't know. He this and he that. So once y'all started doing all that, of course, cognitive dissonance, and you're just going to tone it out because nobody's going to listen to you if he's saying something that's benefiting HBCUs. And because you don't like Deion Sanders, you're just going to dismiss it and say he's a coon or he's this and he's that. And while he could have all been all of those things, once you start pushing back on things that were helping HBCUs, then that's when we're not going to listen to you. We're going to tune you out.
Absolutely. And I thought, tell me, because like I said, Miss She Loves Thee is an alum of Jackson State. Now, this might have just happened to be coming out anyway, right? Because it is the last day of Black History Month, and maybe the JSU alumni Twitter account planned on putting this out. But with Miss Tamona's tweet going viral, and then them making this tweet, I thought it was just like, oh, man, this is perfect. I'm going to get to y'all callers, I promise. But it says, #Dion Love. The Jackson State and HBCU culture is truly authentic, an unmatched experience, and then posted this video. Let me see if I can get it. It just so happened to come out this day. I mean, are you getting this in Boulder? Are you getting this at CU? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to look like this at Blossom Field. I don't think it's going to look like this at the Coliseum where USC plays. I don't think it looks like, come on. How can you can feel that? You can look at that and be like, damn, I wish I was there. I got FOMO looking at this. You're not getting this up Blossom Field. Now imagine being Shakur or Travis or whoever else came from Jackson and came from this, and they going to Blossom Field. Because you're not going to get this at Blossom Field. You're not going to get this at Cardinal Stadium where the Louisville Cardinals play high school or at Western Kentucky University. It don't look and or sound like this. Come on, man. We can't act like we are different because we are different. Is the same man that sound like that? Is the scene bad? Is the scene proud gonna look like this? I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I'll leave it in the comments. Leave it in the chat. Is it going to look, feel, smell, taste like this? Come on.
Jay!
Okay, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. Let me get some more of these comments. I'm just saying.
You had a chance to see that, right? Didn't you have a chance to see it?
Absolutely. You know this. You know this. Dude, that's why I can speak from. I've been to hundreds of football games, maybe thousands of football. I've been to a lot of sport. I've been to thousands of sporting events for sure. High school, little league, pro, college, everything. I've never seen nothing like that. I said it on here. You can't recreate that at Fossum Field. You can't recreate that at CU in Boulder, at Baton Rouge at LSU, or at LA at the Coliseum for USC. Can't do it, man. You can't do it. I'm gonna take a few more of these calls. I know Miss She Loves Thee probably got some stuff to do. I know I got some stuff to do. So let me get a few more of these and then we'll get up out of here. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and Miss She Loves Thee. Hello.
Hey, bro.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Yo, hey, brother.
Talk to me.
Hey, real quick, man. Yeah, real quick. To that young man that called in and said he wasn't a Jackson State fan, or he didn't follow Prime until he came to Jackson State. That's the problem we have in our black community. My first SWAC football game was in 1983. That was Jared Rice versus Southern. the catch of the century. Southern won the game 31-28. I was 9 years old. I still remember that. I remember Jackson State having 39 to 45,000 before Deion Sanders came to that stadium. See, you don't know your history, young man. Do you know how many? And these people talking about these stars. Do you know how many stars Walter Payton had? Jackie Sherrill had? Dr. Doom Brazil had? Do you know how many stars Lynn Barney had? And guess what? All four of them are in the NFL Hall of Fame. Jackson State has more NFL Hall of Famers than Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and USM combined. Southern and Grambling has more Hall of Famers than LSU. West Southern and LSU are tied now. Both of them have 3. So, young man, go back and learn your history about HBCU football before you start talking, they won't have this, they don't have that. Brother, the best quarterback ever to come out the SWAC has been 2 of them, Steve McNair and Willie Cotton. If you look at these young men, they didn't have these stars. Remember, they wanted Steve McNair to go to Florida and play, cornerback. He said, no, I'm going to play quarterback. No, he was going to Florida to play cornerback. He said, I'm going to Alcorn where I can play quarterback. And look how his career turned out. See these young cats, y'all always talk about us, y'all always call us old, and y'all old school, it ain't like this and that. Son, it ain't about them stars that you get. You know how many 5 stars right now having made 3 years in the NFL? Ooh. It's all about heart and desire. It's a lot of jokers that was all American, all SEC, all ACC. Guess what they doing? They working at Hertz Rental Car because they give me my keys when I get out the airport. Y'all have a good day, my brother.
I love it, man. I appreciate you, Colin. I appreciate you, sir.
Damn.
I appreciate you, sir. Man, oh man. Okay, so a whole lot of y'all on this line. Some of y'all gonna have to leave. We're gonna leave them hanging. I'm sorry, but we got to get up out of here because there's a lot of people still on here. But let me see what we can do. What's going on here with Jeff and She Loves D?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Hey,
what I want to comment on, man. I was in school at FAM when Dion was in school, and what he's doing is incorporating kind of what was done for him back in the 80s. And oftentimes what coaches would do, this is when schools were less integrated. The black population at those schools were very little, so it was mainly just the athletes. So what they would do oftentimes is that you would see a Florida State explode in its recruiting because of Florida A&M. LSU exploded in its recruiting with Southern. You know, a Louisiana Tech or University of Houston explode because of Texas Southern and say Grambling next to those institutions. And so what it was doing was giving you the football part of it, but it gave you the social aspect in which they can enjoy that. Now, fast forward, these 30, 40 years now, he's out in Colorado. So what can you do for that? The best thing you can do is try to incorporate some of the things that he had at JSU. Again, the sound, the music. You're going to probably see him start bringing in all the rappers to try to make sure that kids can see this and think that, okay, I can be that far away from home, but still kind of enjoy some of these amenities that if I didn't have an HBCU next to me, we can have a good time. I'm also thinking that he probably talked with the former coach back in the 80s, Bill McCarthy, who also brought in a lot of the black players from inner city and where he failed because, those guys kind of got real wild out there, and that's what ended up getting him run off from Colorado. So what do you do with that? Then I got to make sure that I want to bring in the same kind of athletes, but what can I do to make it a lot more comfortable? They can feel more comfortable here to be able to enjoy the experience. So that's what I think that's what he's doing. And I don't agree with it, but that's what he's trying to do.
Oh, that's exactly what he's trying to do, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
All right, 06 to you, bro.
06 to the good bros, always. Thank you. No, but the thing is, and that's the thing, I can't speak for Miss She Loves D, but I'd be like, I don't know if I'd ever feel comfortable with it or whatever, but it would feel more natural, him doing that, what the college has said and what he's doing now, if you don't throw dirt on the place on your way out. Like if this place was so bad, right? If they were so bad and did things so wrong, why are you trying to recreate it? Like the folks came on and told us that he took the security. He told me, I can show y'all. He told me, he said they broke into my office 4 times, but he took that security. I don't know. Look, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Oh, I just had somebody respond on my tweet, and he was actually, I tagged you in it because he was, I guess, a graduate from Colorado. And he said 5 years in CU marching and BB band, can still play Glory, Fight CU, Go Colorado from memory 40 years later. Bands have their own traditions. Grew up watching Grambling, Florida A&M, Florida State, and more. Wouldn't tell any to change. Just sit back and enjoy.
And and there
This
you
is a
have it.
perspective from somebody who went to CU, and I'm thinking that that's probably that's how the majority of people feel on both sides. Assimilate.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely about that. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Embrace our culture.
What's going on in your room with Jeff and She Loves D? Got a few more calls and then we gotta get up out of here, y'all. Man, it's been a long broadcast. I think this might be my longest one. What's going on? Hello. Yeah, gotta keep it moving, y'all. Gotta keep it moving. I'm sorry, some of y'all had to wait for a long time. I'm sorry. What's going on in your room with Jeff and She Loves D? Hello. Oh, gotta keep it moving, man. If you don't answer, we gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep moving. I'm sorry, but we gotta, man, we clearing out these lines. What's going on in your room with Jeff and She Loves D?
Urban and bold.
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Urban and bold.
Urban, what? What's that mean? What's that mean?
Hello?
Listen. Yeah, talk to me.
Oh yeah, no, it's just name of my YouTube.
Okay. All right, cool. Appreciate it. Keep it moving. We ain't here to give shout outs. We're here to, take opinions. If you got an opinion, call. You try to give yourself a shout out. I don't know about all that. We don't do no free promotion. You can hit me up. We can do some promotion, but you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing no
Retool your school. Retool your
Come
school.
on. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D. Talk to me.
All right. Real good. This is what I wanted to say.
Talk to me.
Didn't do it, Tamboozy here. But the thing I wanted to say was the entire fiasco with Deion Sanders can be surrounded in one word. It's a love affair. This is the most dramatic, colorful love affair that we have had in a long time.
Especially college
it's
football.
A love affair between,
come on.
Exactly. It's a love affair between a man who went to higher ground to do some bigger things than he was doing where he was at Jackson, but he loves where he left. He loved his people. He loved the music. He loved the food. He loved the everything about him. He loved the fact that everybody loved him. But he had to step to high ground to do some bigger things. We, in turn, loved him. We just don't want to admit it because we hurt like a woman who just got left by her man that she loved. We love him, so we angry with anything he put us in a name. You put me in my name. You're talking about me. Leave me alone. It's a love affair. And it's okay because it's ours. We black folks. We love our own. Something happened to Dion and Bob, we'll all be on the floor. All everybody who said they hated him, they'll be on the floor. Because we love
we
him.
never
He
said
loved us.
that we hated.
And he bringing grits there, our band, our music,
but
our
let
thing.
me push back on that, Zambu. Like Miss She Loves D said. Nobody from Jackson ever said they hated
I absolutely never said that I
They did.
hated
Right.
him or that I
No,
feel-
that's I'm
I
talking
hold
about the
him
emotion.
accountable.
I ain't talking about the words. Ain't nobody saying nothing really ill about him. It's the love is what we are all feeling on both sides. He feeling us up there because he want to bring us higher. He want to get us exposed. He getting them brothers jobs in the NFL. He doing big things all the time. And in order for him to do big things,
I gotta push back on that though, because a lot of coaches from Power 5 programs go to the NFL. A lot of coaches from Power 5 programs go to other Power 5 programs. A lot of coaches from Power 5 programs do these type of things. So this is not uncommon. Like this is actually very common. Like very common. It happens all the time.
No, but what I'm saying is, and it's just my take, it ain't even it. I'm saying he is producing an exposure because he produces a tornado. And because he produces here's a good example. I know of you now because of Dion. I mean, it just goes on and on.
I've never denied that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He carries with him a Michael Jackson tornado. And because of the tornado, all things get. Now we know he makes some dumb statements about the welfare offensive line and the disabled fan. We know he makes some asshole statements. But that's a part of being imperfect. We got to see the big picture of what can be done at the next level and how he putting pressure on brothers in the league to do something for black folks.
I don't think that's it though. I don't think that's it. Go ahead, Miss She Loves D.
We don't care about what's going on at the next level. We're at Jackson State. We're in the SWAC.
Okay, so I'm saying
we're in the FCS.
Okay.
What happens in Colorado? What happens in Colorado is not going to affect us.
On brothers in the league to do something more for HBCUs and for black people.
No,
none of him.
We got a couple more callers, but we're gonna answer you off. But we gotta get to a couple more calls. But I appreciate you calling in. But that's not true at all. That's not true at all. And here's why that's not true. Right? We just gotta use the perfect example. Because think about it. This is not going to push forward anybody black at the NFL level, at the Power 5 level, none of that. And here's why. One, at the Power 5 level, he's like, oh, he's the first black coach to go from HBCU to Power 5. Yeah, because he's Deion Sanders. Like if his name was Joe Schmo, or his name was Timbuktu, or his name was Dantes, Johnson, he wouldn't have got that Colorado job. Two, we've seen at the highest level black men overachieve for their job, and they still haven't gotten head coaching jobs. Right? There's only like 2 black head coaches in the entire NFL. Eric Bieniemy has a 2-time Super Bowl champion as an offensive coordinator. He can't even get a damn job. So you're telling me,
right? You think Deion Sanders is going to change this? But let me just speak for Jackson State, the SWAC, and all HBCUs. When I say that we're not mad that he left, we just want him to leave us alone. That's it. We wish you well. Go. Thank you for your services. Thank you for the 2 SWAC championships that you added to the 16 that we already had.
Ooh.
The 16 that we already had. You're just, but don't tarnish your legacy. He's over here chipping away at his legacy. So when they talk about you and these 2 SWAC championships, they're going to be talking about all the mess that came after that. Just leave us alone. Move on.
And for this one, no, Kimberly Denise and Keith Lightsy made me. So I don't know about that. Like, now the problem, he helped me. I never denied that. I've never denied that my channel grew exponentially during the Deion Sanders era. But I got 2 parents. You feel me? And neither one of their name is Deion Sanders. So let's keep it going. We got a few more calls, man. Then we got to get out of here, man. We've been on here for 2 hours, man. We've been messing with y'all. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D. Hello.
Hey, look at you, Jeff.
What's going on?
It's El Michelle. It's El Michelle in the Ville. What it do, baby? What it do?
What's going on? How you doing?
Man, y'all full of crap. Let me tell you something.
Talk to me. Listen to me. I'm married for the criticism. Come on.
Listen, baby, I'm giving it to everybody.
Talk to me.
I'm 50. I'll be 55 in June.
Mm-hmm.
I've been following. I didn't need no nigga to show me no HBCUs. I've been following them. I'm black through and through in the Ville. You hear me?
Talk to me.
I wanted to go to a HBCU, but there was too daggone high that wasn't out from that scholarship. I couldn't afford it. So we gonna let that rest. As far as Prime, I've been loving Prime since he was at Florida State. He's self-absorbed. He's prideful. Bible says pride coming before the fall. They shut him down in Colorado because he ran his mouth too much over praying. You want somebody to love your culture, you go where you're appreciated, not tolerated. They love the culture in Jackson State. They gonna let that nigga pray because we pray. Black people pray. I don't care if we go first restaurant right now. Someone used to. We's are praying people.
Absolutely.
Don't nobody care. They gonna let you pray. So there's certain things you're gonna give up when you go to when you go to Colorado. You can't just go cherry pick what you want. And then listen, if I like gumbo, I can't go take a few ingredients out of the gumbo and put it in some Campbell soup and call it gumbo. Colorado Campbell
I like
soup,
that.
baby.
I like that.
All right, so that's that. Now I'm gonna say one more thing. This is where I'm getting ready to get on Jackson State.
All right.
I've been
I'm
following
listening.
Jackson State for a long time. But when that coach, I can't say his name, said Dion wasn't SWAC, And that nigga came out with them t-shirts talking about who ain't SWAC. Man, come on, man. He ain't SWAC. That's why he left like he did. His heart wasn't with it. Jackson State was a means to an end. But we couldn't see it because blinded by the light. And we were so caught up in everything in prime time that we couldn't see what he was doing. But I knew he wasn't going to stay. I got pissed off because he lied talking about God told me to come. Well, nigga, did God tell you to leave or did the money tell you to leave? God told you to leave, when they told God to shut up, are you going to shut up or you going to keep talking? Now, the money was talking, so you shut up.
I love it. We got some more calls, but I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, man. Oh, man. I'm having too much fun with y'all tonight, man. But we only got a few more calls. We got to go, man. We got to go. We got things to do. What's going on? You on with Jeff and She Loves D?
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Man, I'm going to try to...
You're breaking up. What you say? Talk to me.
I know you've been trying to get off for the last 45 minutes. So I'm going to make this brief.
Talk to me.
We're going to start at Dion being at Jackson State was a blessing. He brought a spotlight. Now, don't get me wrong. Jackson State always been Jackson State. Right? It is what it is. But then he made some false statements while he was there. Like, oh, I'm going to give half my salary to help finish these facilities. People didn't know those facilities already in the works before he got there. Now, if he turned around, he got his money back. If you pay attention to the video, he states in there, we're going to make sure I get my money back, right? So those little things we missed along the way. But folks ain't mad that he left. Now, mind you, I live in Denver, Colorado, right down the road from Boulder. And what he's missing that lifestyle. I go home back to Mississippi because I'm born and raised in Mississippi. I go back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year because you can't get that lifestyle up here. And no matter what he try to do to bring the bands in, bring the food in, bring people in to decorate his office, you can't replicate it. And these people up here, they're going to smile in his face, and Dion goes, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and they're going to snatch the rug away from under. And I give him 2 years here. Now, I'm going to back this up also. Dion's a good person. He's always been prime time. But if you pay attention to the details, he really wasn't that good of a coach at Jackson State. If he surrounded himself with great coaches, you look at some of the decisions he had to make as a head coach, he made about a lot of bad decisions. But he had the best players, and he had some great coaches around him. And that's why we won so many games. And that's going to shine a bright light on him in a PWI. He's going to come up here. And if some coaches don't pay attention, if he make all these bad decisions he made at Jackson State, they're going to run him out in 2 years. Because you can't replicate down in the SWAC. Don't get it wrong. The SWAC is always there on SWAC. But you cannot replicate that in a PWI. You bringing in all these great players, other schools got great players.
Come on.
So you can't outplay them. You got to outcoach them.
Yeah.
And in the SWAC, he's got outcoached them. And in both celebration bowls, he got outcoached. You know,
Well,
he had great players.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna cut it off there. But I'm gonna say this.
Talk to me.
Much love to people. Dion love. I graduated from PWI. I spent 20 years in the military, and I spent a whole bunch of time going to different schools. Finally got my degree from Purdue. But I got so much family from Dion love. It's always been somewhere I wanted to go, but you're always gone, so you couldn't go. So guard the yard.
Guard the yard, man. I appreciate you calling in, sir. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
You too. You too. We got a few more calls, man, that we're going to get up out of here, man. But y'all been patient on here, these phone lines. What's going on? You're on with Jeff and She Loves D.
Hey, man, this is Christian Ozier, man. I actually was a former student athlete at Jackson State University. I played football there.
Christian. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Here's the thing, man, and I'm going to use Dion words to kind of really balance my point, and that is, you know, when he came there, he said, you know, God sent him there and this, that, and the other. And I think he honestly believed that. And I kind of think, you know, people take him off hook saying he lied when he said it. I don't even think he believes he lied. But here's the problem with that. number one, I think Dion believes that God pretty much operates at his favor first before people. And God has never operated based that way. He never sends a person for the person. He always sends a person for the people. And so what he said God sent him there to do, and here's the problem where this whole band situation comes in, that is that ever since he's left Jackson State, and you can clearly tell that he feels like he may have made the wrong decision by going to Colorado, because it's like every month, every week, he's trying to pull something from Jackson to Colorado. And so now we get into this, that's what it is. And so now we get to this band situation. Now we get to this band situation. And I know he will never be able to duplicate what goes on the yard of Jackson State University, ever. Won't even come close. But here's the thing that's dangerous about what he's doing, and where he kind of really mixing it up with God, because it's basically everything he constructed, what he said God was there to do, he's basically deconstructing it in this process. And I don't know, that's kind of like the kingdom standing against itself can't stand. And that ain't how God works. But trying to get to the end of this is that the problem with that is that a lot of kids haven't had an HBCU experience. You even heard the kids that came to Jackson State because he was there, they had never experienced anything like that. And so where the danger in that is that if he even gets a semblance of what an HBCU experience is at Colorado, the thing that he said that needed to happen for HBCUs, and that was a lot of our kids going back to HBCUs and playing for HBCUs, if he gets a semblance of that in Colorado, then he's only strengthening the PWI and further weakening the recruiting process of the HBCU, therefore nullifying anything that he could have ever even built or had built at Jackson State when he was there. And that's where the problem is.
Absolutely, man. I completely agree, man. I appreciate you calling in, Christian. Thank you so much, sir.
I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. He's spitting facts, man. We got a couple more phone calls, man. Then we get up out of here, man. What's going on your road with Jeff and She Loves Thee?
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
What's up? What's going on?
It's your friend from New York. How are you?
Oh, man.
She gets to be.
Let me tell you something. I had to call twice, and I was on hold for 55 minutes.
I'm so
made
sorry.
Some bullet points.
Okay, I'm so sorry because there's so many people. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Her face is beat to the God, but I wanted to say this.
Beat to the gods. You hear me? Yeah. I like that.
Her face is beat, honey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The best thing we can do right now, all of us, is let Dion talk, because the more he talks, the more you'll realize he's the raisin in the potato salad. Okay?
Ooh.
He's the raisin in the potato salad.
Ooh.
And I wanted to bring a little idea across to you, Miss She I Love. If you can pull any little snippet of Deion Sanders praising the culture, praising HBCU bands, the fraternities, the music, the food, and every time he got something slick to say, I will drop that little snippet in the comment. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Elevation is not duplication. Recruits, please pay attention. You see, because what Dion, I truly believe he did, he sold the culture to Boulder before he arrived. He's just, coming through on his commitment. He said, when I come, I'm going to bring all this with me. And that's why he's trying to come back and get the band and get some players and get the restaurants going. He knows exactly what he's doing. And let me tell you something with that email to Dr. Little. They were testing the waters. I wouldn't be surprised if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contacts to him, they won't try to recruit him to come up.
Ooh.
Okay? And every recruit that posts an offer from Colorado, somebody needs to drop that little video in the comment of him saying, you got to be po and dumb if you want to come play for me. Okay? Because all he's doing is putting the bullets in the chamber for us. And the bullets is everything. Use him against him. I would go back there and find that 60 minutes clip when he talked about if you want to lose a recruit, don't let him come to a homecoming. I will use everything he said, because did God call on him to call the band? He should call on God and ask him what he should do about the band. And I want to know how his kids feel, because it's embarrassing. You got your father up here with this big horse teeth talking, so disgustingly about the culture. Just 5 seconds ago, you were raining for everybody. And then you got these men that keep calling up here going hard for prom. I mean, do they wear pink panties on Tuesdays? What's going on? And if you look at the recruiting, he's only really pulling in 3 stars. He had a better chance of pulling more 4 and 5 stars while he was at JSU. Truth be told.
Come on.
Truth be told.
Come on.
Okay. And let me say another thing. I wonder how Travis' mother feels. I wonder what pipe dream he sold her. And the more he run his mouth, he's telling on himself. Okay? Yeah, we all believed. I believed. And I loved everything he sold me. And the more he talked now, he's revealing himself. And truth be told, Pilar warned us long time ago.
No way.
Warned us
Not
long
Pilar. Oh, man.
ago. We should have known he was a liar when he keeps saying it looked wet, but it was dry. Bro, it looked wet because it was wet. It looked wet because it was wet. And all everybody got to do is let him talk. And the more he talks, you will realize he is a raisin in the potato salad. Okay? Man. And any recruit that he knock on their door, I would ask Dion, you think I'm stupid? You think my mama po? You think my daddy don't live here no more? That's why you're knocking at my door. Use his words against him. And I'm going to go because I'm a little tired. I'm about to take me a little shot of Henny before I go to bed. But I found the song for the band. Hold on for me, okay? I'm about to put it on.
Let them play the music. We can't get a copyright. We've been having too much fun. No real music. We don't need a copyright. We don't need the music. I heard Kim going off about that the other day.
They did that to you?
Nah,
Listen,
they have before.
They have before. I gotta sing the goddamn word.
Yeah, you gotta sing it. Talk to me.
All right. Okay, Coach Prime, I got the song for you. I want you to go on Google and download Little Nas X Old Town Road. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the
Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till you can't no more.
That's the song. Nuck if you buck, nigga. Have a good night, y'all. I love it.
I love it too. I love it too.
I'm telling you, use his words against him, because you can't stay here and say we hating. Nah, bro, you said it, not me. You said it, not me. You said the best thing you could do if you don't want to lose a recruit, don't let him come to a homecoming. You talked about the food, you talked about the pageantry, you talked about everything. And the minute you go uptown to the snow, the buffaloes, now you don't know. Oh, and then when they told that mofo stop praying, that was equivalent to shut up and ball. Now, I also, and I'm black, and I know we love a good pray and a good plate of food, but I also thought it was kind of disrespectful because you had some Muslim players that worship Allah, and you were pushing that on them, even in Jackson State. Okay. I mean, I really want to know about the recruits. Those had left JSU and they're in Colorado now. How do you feel every time he opens his mouth? You see how he's really revealing himself. I mean, they're saying his next job may be at the NFL. He may be better off going to work for Mazda or Hyundai. You do a damn good job telling me that this Hyundai is a Bentley. You do a damn good job doing that. Okay, but and you're still refilling that cup.
And you know I got to, man. It's a good night. It's a good night, man.
Yes. Have a good night, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Bye. Thank you for calling in. I loved your commentary the last call. Thank you for calling in.
Oh man, that is once again that is
When
Miss
I
She
could-
Loves D. Man,
Yeah.
what'd you say?
That I love her when she calls in.
Man, yeah, she's awesome. She
That's
is
gonna get
awesome.
clipped. That's gonna be
Straight.
clipped tomorrow. Her, Miss
Absolutely.
KJ.
Absolutely. Now we about to get out of here, guys. We've been over here almost 2 and this is the longest live stream I've ever done. But y'all said run it back. So guess what? I gotta run it back. Like I said, I don't know if they did it just for Black History Month. I don't know if they did it because they saw Miss She Loves D tweet go viral. But this is what the JSU alumni official account dropped today. You're not getting this in Boulder, Colorado. You're not getting this in Blossom Field. You're not getting this in the Coliseum. You will see the UCLA plays. This is the one and only Sonic Boom of the South. This is Jackson State and Jackson, Mississippi. This is what it looks like. Trust me, I've witnessed it. I've seen it. I saw it in person. I had to see it with my own 2 eyeballs. Trust and believe. It is always this lit. At the VET, Veterans Memorial Stadium in Jacktown, Jackson, Mississippi. Let me get some albums on this, but that's okay. That's okay. Because this right here is legendary. This is what he wants. The Boulders group to sound like. He wants the Superman to sound like that. To play that, you know, that slick rip. Come on. Where you can make it. You know who's the artist. And you know the man that's before. Come on, man. You ain't getting this nowhere else. Come on, man. Blossom Field, when that spring game that they sold out won't look like this. Listen to him. I love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here. But man, She Loves D. Make sure let the people know where they can find you, where they can tune in. Let them know. Let them know.
Okay. My channel, I will of course drop it, but it's basically at She Loves _ the on YouTube, and then She Loves the, of course, on Twitter. Go ahead and subscribe. And this was a great show. Thank you for bringing me on and giving me the ability to expound on just that little tweet, because I was allowed to put the context to it and we had everybody share their thoughts. I loved the show. Thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you for coming on. And once again, this is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here. Before you get out of here, we got 800 and something odd people in here right now. Hit that like button before you leave. Hit that subscribe button before you get out of here, and share if you enjoyed the content. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. My name is JeffLightsyJr. That is Miss She Loves D, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.